Bharat Mata and the innate values of our civilization that are embodied in the Constitution. A Constitution that has established us as a great democracy, which today is being rightly looked upon as a Vishwa Guru. On this day, it is but natural for people to feel the tug of patriotism. We have, as I have pointed out, so much to be proud of. And viewers across the nation, we saw ordinary Indians participate in parades, watch parades, and get swept up in the fervor of being Indian. In the Aligarh Muslim University too, a function was organized to mark our Republic Day. The National Cadet Corps, or NCC recruits, were there very much in attendance, and they raised slogans like Vande Mataram and Bharat Mata Ki Jai. You expect that, viewers. You expect that. But you'll be shocked to know it appears that some rotten apples amongst these NCC cadets regarded these slogans as an abuse, and to the shock and horror of many Indians present there and viewers watching once the video became viral, began chanting religious slogans like Allahu Akbar. Now remember, these are NCC cadets. Viewers, I spoke to a general in the Indian Army. I wanted to know, viewers, his views. And this general, viewers, told us that this was a blot on the uniform. Serving the nation in uniform means that those in service must rise above the call of parochialism, of self, of religious, sectarian and caste divides. But alas, watch how some radicalized elements, scarily, viewers, part of the NCC cadre, tried to turn our campuses into communal cauldrons. Listen to this. Now viewers, it's very interesting. One batch of NCC cadets chant, and we're going to keep the net up a little bit on these pictures. They chant the slogans Bharat Mata Ki Jai. They chant Vande Mataram. They even chant, viewers, in favor of AMU, their alma mater. But as they are doing so, you hear another batch of the same institution that are today serving as NCC cadets, viewers, chanting religious slogans. I mean, this is an absolute provocation. It's a bit to communalize, polarize the campus. Now the varsity has identified and suspended these NCC cadets, and I'm very happy that they have. A complaint has also been filed by an alumnus after the viral video saying that some are trying to polarize our campuses, divide even our students. Viewers, listen in.
Actually, the factor leading to this incident is not known to me, or not only me, to anyone, because student is out of touch. His phone is switched off, and therefore we could not contact him. So it will come basically in the inquiry committee report.
Definitely, it signifies that there is a breeze of radicalization inside the campus. I really demand that the NCC cadet, his certification should be vanished, and they should keep away such students from being a part of NCC, because NCC is a very disciplined organization and they definitely contribute towards national development.
यूनिवर्सिटी के अंदर और जो एनसीसी के छात्र है उसको एनसीसी से सस्पेंड कराया जा रहा है, उसके खिलाफ एफआईआर कराने के आदेश कर रहे हैं और हमारी अलीगढ़ पुलिस उस पर कठोर कार्रवाई की जाएगी।
बड़ा दुर्भाग्यपूर्ण है, जब देश आजादी का रिपब्लिक डे बना रहा था, गणतंत्र दिवस मना रहा था, और गणतंत्र दिवस के अंदर सभी समाज ने मिलकर देश को आजाद कराने का काम किया है, वहां पे अलग से ऐसी दुर्भावनापूर्ण बात करना या अलगाववाद दिखाई दे, मुझे लगता है कि कहीं ना कहीं साजिश हुई है, और साजिश जो हुई है ये वहीं पे कोई ना कोई राष्ट्रीय विरोधी ताकतें जुड़ी होंगी, और इसको नेस्ता नाबूद वहां की जनता और समाज लगातार समय पर करता भी रहा है और करेगा भी।
Viewers, let me tell you what the NCC pledge is. Every cadet is to take this pledge, and it reads, "We, the cadet of the National Cadet Corps, do solemnly pledge that we shall always uphold the unity of India. We resolve to be disciplined and responsible citizens of our nation. We shall undertake positive community service in the spirit of selflessness and concern for our fellow beings." Here, viewers, when you are invoking a religious slogan that seems to suggest that your faith is superior to all else, that there is only one maker and no other, you are creating, viewers, the circumstances for an exclusivism, for othering your brothers in uniform. And that is very sad. It is very, very, very sad. Viewers, of course, there are many who have come out and defended this. They are the same lobby which called Jai Shri Ram a war cry. Watch how they back this absolute transparent attempt at communalizing a campus. Very quickly listen in.
अपॉइंटमेंट में जिस तरह से फर्जीवाड़ा चल रहा है आरक्षण में, इस पर बात ना हो, दोबारा एएमयू को बदनाम करने की साजिश रची जा रही है। तो सवाल ये है कि जो बच्चे एनसीसी में जाते हैं वो देश प्रेम का जो जज्बा रखते हैं, मुल्क में जो भारत के लिए सरहदों पे जाना चाहते हैं, वो एनसीसी में जाते हैं। अगर उन्होंने अल्लाह अकबर के नारे लगाए, उसमें समस्या क्या है? नारा तो उन्होंने निकलने के बाद भारत माता की जय के भी लगाए। भाई, हमारे भारत के इतिहास में अल्लाह अकबर, हर हर महादेव के नारे जब एक साथ लगे तो ब्रिटिश राज की जो चूल्हें थी वो हिल गईं।
Now, viewers, it's not just the AMU, but also, unfortunately, viewers, JNU, Jamia and Jadavpur and several other campuses have erupted in the past few days. Yes, viewers, several others. And why? Over a film called India, the Modi Question. In these universities, students are screening the film. They're screening the film, viewers, because they are protesting the fact that it has been blocked from circulation in India. This even though the BBC itself is not circulating this film in our country. But nonetheless, they want to see this film. The film that severely lacks balance and is a study in bias, revisits selectively a painful chapter of Hindu-Muslim tensions in Gujarat in 2002, viewers. The chapter was closed recently by the Supreme Court that came out and exonerated the Prime Minister Modi, others, but not all, viewers. Remember, a large number of Hindus have gone to jail. Some Muslims have also gone to jail. This was not a genocide or ethnic cleansing. This was a riot. Two sides clashed. People died on both sides. There were demands of justice for both sides, viewers. But the BBC painted it as ethnic cleansing, in their words, not mine. But now viewers, by deliberately wanting to screen the film in the supposed interest of fighting for free speech, these students are being accused of trying to polarize India, heighten, in a manner of speaking, animus between two communities, between Hindus and Muslims, because what more will be achieved, viewers? The Supreme Court has already spoken. Justice has been done. It has been delivered. Several people have gone to jail. Many of the cases have come to fruition. And viewers, the point that had to be proven was not. In fact, I have read out to you many times what the Supreme Court has said in detail in its order, pointing towards a motivated conspiracy to frame certain individuals like the Prime Minister and others. Viewers, we could have done without this controversy, but here it is. Here it is, being fanned by vested political interests. I want to open this up tonight without further ado and ask some very direct questions. And I want to begin first with Lokesh Jindal, leader of the Congress, Asif Suhail, political analyst, Professor Atikur Rahman, political analyst. And gentlemen, when you speak, remember that General Bakshi, who has served this nation in uniform, who has taken bullets for this country, braved bullets for this country, will be listening to you. So speak with some honor. I want to begin with you first, Mr. Asif Suhail. Why is there an effort tonight, and we're going to discuss this, by a motivated set of individuals, students at AMU, Jamia, JNU, Jadavpur, at the behest of their political masters, because some of them there are, aligned to major political parties, trying to polarize this nation along Hindu-Muslim lines. Asif Suhail, the Supreme Court has spoken. Is the word of the Supreme Court not good enough?
Thanks a lot, Rahul, for allowing me to keep my stand. I'll start my statement with a small share. लगा के आग शहर को बादशाह ने कहा, उठा है आज दिल में तमाशा है शौक बहुत, झुकाकर सभी शाह परस बोल उठे, हुजूर का शौक सलामत रहे और शहर बाकी है. तो एक दिस इज वेरी व्हाट आई कैन से, इट्स शर्म की बात है. गोधरा के अंदर जो हुआ था, मजलूमों को मारा गया, काटा गया, इज्जत रेजी हुई, लोगों को टुकड़े हुए, और जकिया जाफरी की आवाज गुजरात से निकल तक लंदन तक गई. ये बहुत शर्मनाक बात है. देखिए, प्राइम मिनिस्टर को द कोर्ट हैज गिवन ए क्लियर चिट, देयर इज नो सेकंड स्टैंड ऑन इट. बट जो व्हाट ऑल हैपेंड ओवर देयर, दैट कैन नॉट बी फॉरगेट. जो हुआ है वहां पर, सी, जब नारे लगाए जा रहे हैं, व्हाट इज रॉन्ग, अल्लाह अकबर के नारे से ही ये मुल्क की आज़ादी शुरू हुई है. दिस इज द ब्यूटी ऑफ आवर कंट्री. अल्लाह अकबर हो या भारत माता की जय हो, तो देयर इज नथिंग रॉन्ग. व्हाई यू आर मेकिंग कंट्रोवर्सी ऑन दैट? इवन देखिए, इन द आर्मी ऑल्सो एवरी बटालियन दे यहाँ पे स्लोगन्स है, तो वहां पे कोई डिफरेंशिएट नहीं हो रहा. व्हाई वी आर मेकिंग एन एजेंडा ऑन इट? सी, इंदिरा गांधी के ऊपर भी फिल्म बनाई गई है,
सामने एक जनरल है, देयर इज अ जनरल. No, 1 minute. I'm not going to allow you to. No. 1 second, sir. Just let me step in here. Viewers, I thought that Asif Suhail tonight. Excuse me.
There was
Asif
a movie made on Indira Gandhi and the Prime Minister Manmohan Singh. जब कोई controversy नहीं हुई. Why? See,
Asif Suhail, if you want me to respond to you,
ban the movie then.
I will remind you. I will remind you that मेरी बात सुनिए एक मिनट. मेरी बात तो सुनिए आप. I don't want to lower your fader. I don't want to speak over you, sir. Please maintain a certain decorum. I'm asking you a follow-up question.
Why?
Okay, lower his fader. I'm done. I'm not going to have people speak over me. When we are having a debate on a sensitive issue, viewers, this is what happens. These people like to constantly bait people so that you start shouting because they have nothing more to say. They will not address the question. Can you believe it, viewers? Tonight we are being told by Asif Suhail. What are we being told? That men in uniform must now proclaim their religion? Let me tell you, I thought he was going to start with a song or a poem of this nature. बिखरे बिखरे तारे हैं हम, लेकिन झिलमिल एक हैं, हा 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 एक हैं, हम सब भारतीय हैं, मंदिर गुरुद्वारे भी हैं यहाँ और मस्जिद भी है यहाँ, गिरजा का है घड़ियाल कहीं, मुल्ला की कहीं है आजान, एक ही अपना राम है, एक ही अल्लाह ताला है, एक ही अल्लाह ताला है, रंग बिरंगे दीपक हैं हम, लेकिन जगमग एक है, हा 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 एक है, हो एक है, सब हम सब भारतीय, हम सब भारतीय हैं, हम सब भारतीय हैं. This is the name, viewers, given to the NCC song. And what are we hearing? An Islamist supremacist slogan being shouted by men in uniform. General Bakshi, can you respond to Asif Suhail and tell him how out of depth and character this is?
आसिफ सोहेल साहब, मैं आपको एक चीज साफ कर दूं. भारतीय सेना में जब हम जाते हैं तो हमें कहा जाता है कि अपना कास्ट, अपना क्रीड, अपना रिलीजन, अपनी अलग अलग पहचान आप गेट के बाहर छोड़ दीजिए. जब आप सेना में आते हैं तो हम सब भारतीय हैं, हम सब हिंदुस्तानी हैं. यही हमारा मजहब, यही हमारा धर्म है. जब हम पूजा करते हैं, सर्वधर्म स्थल होते हैं. एक ही छत के नीचे वहां गीता पढ़ी होती है, वहां कुरान शरीफ होती है, वहां गुरु ग्रंथ साहिब होती है. ठीक है साहब, हमने कभी इस तरह के जात पात का डिफरेंस नहीं किया. और ये चीज शुरू की थी नेताजी सुभाष चंद्र बोस ने, जिन्होंने हमारी आर्मी की रेजिमेंट्स को भी मिक्सअप कर दिया था कि कोई पंजाब रेजिमेंट, राजपूत रेजिमेंट, गढ़वाल इत्यादि इत्यादि नहीं, लोकल छोटी छोटी पहचान नहीं, केवल एक पहचान, हम सब भारतीय हैं. वी आर ऑल इंडियंस. ये एनसीसी का पूरा गाना पढ़ के सुनाया है. हम सब भारतीय हैं. एनसीसी में एक वर्दी है. 10 रंग की वर्दी क्यों नहीं है साहब? हर एक कास्ट की अलग वर्दी क्यों नहीं है? क्योंकि हम सबको एकीकरण करना चाहते हैं. वी वांट टू मेक एवरीबॉडी फील वन, बी वन, फाइट एज वन. ठीक है साहब, उसमें कोई जगह नहीं है अलग अलग किस्म के स्लोगन्स की, अलग अलग किस्म की आवाजों की. जब आपने वर्दी डाली है तो हम सब भारतीय हैं. हम सब बाकी भी भारतीय हैं, लेकिन एक वर्दीधारी के लिए तो यह धर्म से भी ज्यादा बढ़ जाता है. मेरा धर्म मेरा वतन, मेरा धर्म मेरा देश. मैं जिसके लिए लड़ूंगा, मरूंगा, जान दे दूंगा, मेरा देश. यही मेरा रिलीजन है और दूसरा कोई नहीं. यह हमें फौज में सिखाया जाता है कि जब आप फौज के गेट के अंदर आए, अपना कास्ट, क्रीड, शीड सब जरा गेट के बाहर छोड़ के आना, अंदर मत लाना. क्योंकि साहब एक हाथ ऐसा करके आप किसी को मारेंगे, देखिए मेरे हाथ की तरफ, तो आपकी उंगलियां टूट जाएंगी. ड्यू रेस्पेक्ट, ठीक है, ऐसा मारेंगे तो दुश्मन के तान टूटेंगे.
ऑफिसर्स रहने से आज मुल्क हमें सेफ है. सर सुनिए, तो उसमें आज बुरा क्या है जनरल बख्शी साहब? अल्लाह अकबर बोलने से क्यों तकलीफ क्या हो रही है? अल्लाह का नाम लेना कोई गलत है क्या? देखिए, ये एक मुसलमान का मजहब भी मुल्क के अंदर है. देखिए, हिंदुस्तान का मजहब कॉन्स्टिट्यूशन है, कॉन्स्टिट्यूशन ने ये हमें इजाजत दी है, तो उसमें कोई बुरी बात क्या है? इतना क्यों फील क्यों हो जा रहे हैं अल्लाह अकबर बोल के? आप लोग बताइए ना, आप ये डिफरेंशिएट कर रहे हैं. आप ऐसे बच्चों को काबिल तारीफ देना चाहिए. हिंदुस्तान की वर्दी पहनकर अल्लाह अकबर नारे तकबीर बोल रहे हैं, फखर की बात है हमें. तो आप बोलिए कि और लोगों को भी आगे बढ़े और बोले कि हिंदुस्तान जिंदाबाद, भारत माता की जय बोलने के लिए आप भी बोले, तो फखर की बात है. आप क्यों बता रहे हैं? डिफरेंशिएट मत करिए सर, डिवाइड मत करिए. आज हिंदुस्तान की आर्मी है के तरफ से तो हम सुकून में सो रहे हैं. आप जैसे लोग रहने के वजह से सुकून में सो रहे हैं. देखिए,
एक्सक्यूज मी, भारत माता की जय नॉट अ कम्युनल स्लोगन. भारत हम सबकी मां है.
सोहेल साहब, मैंने सुन लिया, मैंने सुन लिया.
सर देखिए
सोहेल साहब, मैं सिर्फ एक अल्फाज में आपको बताइए,
इतना
हमारी नहीं सुन लीजिए ना साहब. मैंने देखिए बड़े अदब से आपको सुना है.
हिंदुस्तान की फ्रीडम,
नहीं तकलीफ नहीं हो रही ना. आप सुन लीजिए, मैं क्या रहा हूँ. पहले आप सुन लीजिए, पहले थोड़ा सुन लीजिए. मैंने बड़ी तहजीब से आपको सुना है, अदब से आपको सुना है, तो आप भी अदब से सुनिए.
अकबर से नहीं, ये मुल्क हम सबका है साहब.
आप साहब बोले जाएंगे तो आप मुझे सुनेंगे कैसे? ये डिबेट हो रही है ना साहब, आपका लेक्चर तो नहीं है ना.
किसी एक कोई पार्टी का नहीं.
मैं सुन लिया, मैं समझ गया हूँ.
मैं आपसे
मेरा जवाब सुन लीजिए.
अगर आप हमें
मेरा जवाब सुन लीजिए, मेरा जवाब सुन लीजिए. मैं आपको कह रहा हूं जब मैं वर्दी डालता हूं तो हमको आदेश है हिंदुस्तान की फौज में, नेवी में, एयरफोर्स में कि हम एक ही ग्रीटिंग देंगे और वो है साहब, वो है जय हिंद। बस, क्योंकि इससे आपको सब कुछ जाहिर होता है कि हम हिंदुस्तानी पहले हैं,
हमें
और बाकी सब बाद में। अगर आप वो बदली करेंगे, अगर आप अलग अलग नारे चलाएंगे अपनी मर्जी से बगैर इजाजत के, तो साहब वो हर पलटन में कोई राम राम बोलेगा, कोई जय सिया राम बोलेगा, कोई नाराए तकबीर बोलेगा, तो साहब फिर ये फौज एक नहीं होगी। हमारी फौज में हुक्म है, हमारी फौज को हुक्म है कि वो केवल और केवल और केवल आर्मी, नेवी, एयरफोर्स, जब वो अपने सीनियर से बात करते हैं, सीनियर जूनियर से बात करता है, पहली जो अल्फाज जो एक्सचेंज करते हैं वो है जय
हमारे भारतीय फौज में सभी नारे दिए जाते हैं, कोई भेदभाव नहीं रखते।
ये प्लीज समझ लीजिए, अगर आप इस नारे को बदली करेंगे तो फिर साहब फौज का बेसिक ईथॉस आप बदल रहे हैं, जिसका आपको कोई अधिकार नहीं है।
उसके अंदर तकलीफ क्या हो रही है?
अरे साहब, हमारी पलटनों में भी तो अलग
अल्लाह से तकलीफ हो रही है।
We fight sir as Indians।
बताइए आप मुझे,
हम भारतीय हैं, हम यहाँ पर सर हिंदू नहीं है, मुस्लिम नहीं है फौज में। वी आर इंडियंस। आपको इतनी तो होश होनी चाहिए। एंड नो वन वाज चांटिंग रिलीजियस स्लोगन सर। भारत माता की जय इज नॉट अ रिलीजियस स्लोगन, वंदे मातरम इज नॉट अ रिलीजियस स्लोगन। आपको पता है ये
सर? मेरे बड़ों ने इस जमीन,
देखिए मैं आपकी बात नहीं सुना था। लेट मी टेल यू व्यूअर्स वेयर दिस नो, लेट मी 1 second, lower his fader. I'll tell you something, viewers. Let's get into some hard facts. I don't come underprepared for these debates because I don't like to just sit and gas on national TV. Let me tell you, viewers, let me take you through the problem at AMU. And it goes back many years. Sir Syed Ahmad Khan, he is the founder of the Muhammadan Anglo-Oriental College, later called AMU. And this happened, viewers, almost at the turn of last century. Now, this gentleman wanted to found a university where progressive ideas would be incubated. However, what came? He said Muslims and Hindus are two nations. Both can't rule together. He said this on the 14th of March 1888 in Meerut, viewers. This is the founder's mentality of AMU. Muslim League's headquarters. AMU hosted the Muslim League till 1912 before it shifted to Lucknow. Viewers, Jinnah's Muslim League. Call for separate Muslim state, declaring Islam's endangered, Muslims entitled to separate state. This is what the great contribution of the Muslim League was to the subcontinent's politics, viewers. Portrait of Jinnah hangs even today at the Aligarh Muslim University, a university funded by the Indian state, established or continued, viewers, after an act of parliament. Yes, viewers, Jinnah, the man who split our country into two, Lokesh Jindal. Tonight, are you going to defend this and all the other nonsense that you are stoking through your cadre in Kerala, in other parts of the country, in Tamil Nadu, etc., screening a film that will only deepen the divide between Hindus and Muslims that we have overcome? There's not been one major large-scale riot in the last decade or so. Are you trying to instigate one? By putting out the propaganda, foreign propaganda, unleavened propaganda of a bunch of people who can't even bring themselves to say that Kashmir is a part of India? This is what you want to spread in this country, Lokesh Jindal? This is what you're backing?
Good evening, Rahul. It's always an honor to be at your show and also exchange my ideas with our esteemed panelists. Now, Rahul, Sir Syed Ahmad Khan also said that Hindus and Muslims are two eyes of the same body. If one is hurt, the other would feel the pain. Yes, Mohammedan Anglo-Orient Society, which was founded in 1875, turned out to be communal in 1920s. But then, are we mistaking the finger to be the moon? The point is, when I'm talking about the youth, when a youth enters a university, a household enters educational institution. A household which goes through social marginalization, alienation, social apathy, that youth, he comes to the university to seek answers. He questions teacher. I have been a teacher myself. I know how youth, they used to come with their problems. They used to ask everything to a teacher. You used to get me a solution for this. And over here, he deserves the right to know everything. Every aspect of every issue. He desires to be known. And that should be made available to every student. Irrespective of what that issue is, what the government wants to project. I mean, that's why we have universities insulated, isolated from the society at large, because that's a cradle where education is neutralized.
Hey, listen, Jindal Saab, tonight don't give a lecture. Okay, I want to ask you, you were a teacher. In which school were you a teacher? Can you tell us?
Well, there are thousands of civil servants in the
No, I just want to ask you a specific question. You said you have been a teacher. Which school? I'm going to ask you a follow-up question. Just identify the school for us, please. Which school?
I have my own school, that's Jindal Public School.
Okay, Jindal Public School. Now just hold it. Tell me something. Do you have a portrait of Jinnah in your school?
No.
Why?
Because he was responsible for communal riots, partitioning the country.
Do you know, sir, that AMU has a portrait? Hang on. Do you know that AMU has a portrait of Jinnah?
Yes.
Is that nice? Is that good?
If AMU restricts itself to the culture, to the educational domain, where it wants to give an alternative
so now let me ask you then. Then let me ask you a follow-up question. Fair enough. AMU is a great center of learning where all fresh ideas must come, and you must also celebrate putting up photographs of a mass murderer. Fair enough? It's okay. Then tell me something. Parliament. You know Parliament, sir? You know the door of Parliament? You know there is in Sanskrit a inscription. You know what it says? Let all ideas come to us. Yet Lokesh Jindal, you have a problem with Savarkar's portrait. Writes very clearly, let all ideas come to us from all directions. Can't have Savarkar. You know why, viewers? The problem is appeasement. If we do this, Mr. Pai, Mr. Iyer, would you like to take on? Iyer Mitra?
See, you know, the problem here is Jinnah is kind of condenses the entire problem. He used to drink beer, he used to eat lots of ham and pork products, but then he had absolutely no problems playing the communal card, leading to deaths of millions of people. Right? Now, the question, let's take it back to the question of why Allahu Akbar cannot be chanted out here. The issue is, there are religious slogans within the NCC. Okay? But there is an approved list of slogans that are unique to each battalion or grouping or whatever you have of the army. Now, you cannot be in NCC uniform and start chanting Jai Shri Ram or Har Har Mahadev. Okay, you can't be shouting Mandir Yahi Banega wearing your NCC uniform. They are free to shout Allahu Akbar, and I'm happy to accept that Allahu Akbar is a call to prayer. The issue is, what is the context of Allahu Akbar in a public gathering like this? When Allahu Akbar is chanted in a gathering like this, it is a fundamentally politicized call to religious collectivism. What that collectivism is directed towards, peaceful or non-peaceful, means is a different matter. But for them to be wearing their uniforms and chanting it, therein lies the issue in all of this. Now, what do we do about it? Is this a sign of... This could have just been a cultural thing. You know, if you go to any of the Muslim countries, everything is Allahu Akbar. Your house collapses, Allahu Akbar. You have a child born, Allahu Akbar. Great, fantastic. Is it culturally in this context? What is the context in which it was chanted?
Yeah.
It is clearly some kind of a quasi-political gathering where you are chanting this in a very carefully calibrated political way, wearing your NCC uniforms. Last I checked, the Allahu Akbar is not an approved list of slogans or chants. For example, you look at the Gorkhas, they chant Jai Gorkhali and things like that when they charge. There are other regiments that chant Har Har Mahadev and charge. It is not the religious nature of it. It is the transition to the political nature of it in this particular context that is particularly problematic.
I'm inviting you to read Quran and Hadith, then find out the meaning of Allahu Akbar. What is wrong in that?
I am well aware of it. I don't think you understand what I just said. Let me explain it to you again.
I request you for that.
Let me explain it to you again. Whatever it is meant, it can be interpreted in very, very different ways.
Not in the list also. What is wrong in that?
Mr. Suhail,
I'm inviting you to read Quran and
Hadith. You should be prepared for this kind of debate.
One second, Rahul. One second. Just question. You will be perfectly fine tomorrow if army units started chanting Ayodhya to bas jhanki hai, Kashi Mathura baki hai. Batao.
Sir,
you're fine with army units chanting.
That is a different thing.
No. I'm sorry.
Say you cannot.
No. It is not a different thing.
Sir, it
is applied to a political context.
Objection when they say Jai Shri Ram.
Sir, one second. Listen, one second. Let me step in here, lower everyone's faders. Look, viewers, look. Tonight is an important watershed moment, viewers, in this debate. Mohandas Pai is here, he runs universities. Mohandas Pai, public money, taxpayer money, bankrolls AMU. AMU was allocated 1,520 crores in 2021, 1,180 crores the year before, 1,214 crores in 21-22. Now this is a government-funded university, and you cannot have religion associated with it. The slogans that were raised originally by the NCC cadets were Bharat Mata Ki Jai. There is no religious connotation to this. The other one that was raised was Vande Matram, which was the unifying call of our freedom struggle. Mohandas Pai can in a university, forget about uniform, can in a university funded by the state, you have religious slogans being chanted in a gathering which is specially organized to salute the Indian Constitution.
Rahul, this is unacceptable. These are people who own a uniform. They must respect the uniform. They must follow the norms, and they cannot chant any slogan which is not on the approved list. If the individuals, they can do what they want and claim freedom of expression or whatever it is, but once they put the uniform, they cannot do it, especially in a state-funded institution. I think we must condemn it, and you must really condemn it, because we know the philosophy of Jinnah gave us Pakistan. And if many of these people want to follow Jinnah, they're welcome to go to the place which gave them what Jinnah did. Our forefathers gave us this constitution, a republic where all religions are respected, a republic where we have to follow the norms, and a republic where public cannot be used to fund any religious activity. And it shows in a university you cannot raise such religious slogans, especially when you're wearing a uniform. If you don't wear the uniform, you can do what you want and you can face the consequences. But AMU has become a communal university, and this communal mindset of dividing people based on religion is very clear.
Not just AMU, even JNU, Jamia, Jadavpur. Here, Mr. Pai, I see a deliberate attempt.
Yes, deliberate attempt.
To scratch at a wound by protesting to air some documentary that has been completely disproved as one-sided and biased. So why
Rahul,
would these people want to bring it up?
Rahul, if somebody makes a documentary, it has to be based on documents and facts. The fact of the matter is, the Supreme Court has given a judgment after an SIT monitored by the Supreme Court, after hearing all parties to say there are no charges against Narendra Modi and these are all fake charges that have been made. Now, if BBC makes a documentary without referring to the Supreme Court, giving adequate representation to the Supreme Court and all the arguments, makes it one-sided, it is very motivated. It is not a documentary because it is not based on documents. All of us must rise and condemn it because it shows disrespect to the rule of law. It shows a motivated narrative. It shows a one-sided narrative. And as the people of this country who respect the rule of law and the Supreme Court, we must all stand by it and condemn it. We cannot have some of these elements say, oh, they all come from deprived section. They must know the truth. What are the truth about the Gujarat rights? The truth of the Gujarat rights is what the Supreme Court has said. The truth of the Gujarat rights is not what the BBC documentary has said, which is one-sided and which is derogatory and which is fake.
Let me bring in Professor Atikur Rahman.
Then I think they must follow Jinnah and go where they want to go.
Let me bring in Professor Atikur Rahman. Professor Rahman, whether it is JNU, AMU, Jamia, etc., it appears that there is a complete and motivated interest in trying to polarize the conversation. I mean, Bharat Mata Ki Jai and Vande Mataram cannot be equated by Narae Takbir, Allahu Akbar. It's a fact. These are two qualitatively different kind of slogans. They have no space. Religious slogans have no space in a secular space. And especially when people are wearing the uniform. And please don't tell me, sir, that in the interest of furthering knowledge, taxpayer money should be used to fund a university where the portrait of Jinnah hangs like a beacon.
Rahul, the few seconds available to me, I would just say that we are all Indians, let none divide us. I have some reservations with General Bakshi Saab, with full regards to him. General Saab, I believe the moment an Indian gets out of his house and the mosque and the temple, he should be an Indian and only Indian. Be it the judge of a court, be it the Prime Minister, the Chief Minister, our legislators, our teachers. The only Bible to us is the Constitution of India. Rahul, students are prone to make mistakes. We cannot be harsh, over harsh on them, but we have seen how our Prime Minister, our Chief Ministers, they are violating the oaths they have taken under the Constitution of India, being too much liberal with their own sectarian ideologies. The students are prone to make mistakes. Let them explain them. The university chancellor should have a word with them. Please don't divide them.
No. So one second,
they
Professor.
Will understand
so you must be disagreeing.
What exactly?
So Professor, you must be disagreeing with Asif Suhail Bhai.
Can I?
Asif Saab has been saying that it's okay. You can chant these religious slogans in AMU, especially if you are wearing a uniform. What is wrong? You must be differing with him.
Rahul, I would have objected to them saying Allahu Akbar because it is uncalled for if it has been bereft of Bharat Mata Ki Jai. Along with Bharat Mata Ki Jai, I think they are within their rights to say Allahu Akbar.
Why, sir? Do you think Bharat Mata Ki Jai is a religious slogan?
Horrible. What is this man saying? What is this man saying, Rahul?
No, Bharat Mata Ki Jai is a country.
Bharat Mata Ki
So then,
Jai is about India.
so why should, if someone says Bharat Mata Ki Jai, why should it bring someone else to chant a religious slogan?
What is he talking? What is this man talking?
Well, I said it.
What is this man
Mr.
talking?
Pai, I said it, it's uncalled for. Let the inquiry be completed.
Uncalled
Let
for.
maybe
Shouting
they have
Bharat
been
Mata Ki Jai is uncalled for.
What is it
prone to
Bharat Mata Ki
mistakes.
Jai? Is Bharat Mata Ki Jai religious slogan? What are you talking?
Allahu Akbar is uncalled for. Mr. Pai,
No, so why did you just now, hang on. Why did you just now say?
Let the inquiry
No,
come out.
Professor, why did you just now say that if someone has chanted Bharat Mata Ki
Rahul,
Jai?
Can I please?
Yes,
comment?
General. Yes, please. I'm shocked tonight.
Yes.
You know,
Never take them out of
no,
the people.
Rahul, I once again reiterate to all my fellow panelists with full respect, the only authorized, greeting in the armed forces, Army, Navy, Air Force, and by extension the NCC is Jai Hind, right? Jai Hind.
Yeah.
And its equivalents, which are Bharat Mata Ki Jai and Vande Mataram, right? If you can't obey orders, please don't put on a
A
uniform.
small rebuttal,
Simple.
General Saab.
You are free to do whatever you want outside.
Vande Mataram.
No, that's
General
number
Saab, a
one.
small
That's number
rebuttal.
one. Number two. No, can I just finish? No, can I finish, Atikur Saab? मैं सुनूंगा आपको. Can I finish?
Yes.
Can I finish? Can I finish?
Sure, sir.
Can I just finish? मैं जरूर सुनना चाहूंगा. Thank you. Thank you. Secondly, Rahul, some people in London, have a delusion of grandeur that they are still in charge in South Asia. They still own South Asia, you see. The bloody simple fact is that the Supreme Court of this country, after examining all facts, came to some very definitive conclusions. The Supreme Court is the topmost court of this country. It is one of our highest and most respected institutions. What do the British expect? That we will go from here to the Privy Council? Is it the time of Lord Hastings or what? They better get used to the fact that they are not ruling anymore. And we don't care a hang for them and their opinions on India. And their machinations to divide and rule, that policy continues.
Well, General, some people do, quite clearly.
They have been deliberately trying to accentuate this divide.
Absolutely.
They have been trying to accentuate the Hindu-Muslim divide, even in their own riots that took place. They were instigating.
Absolutely.
They have no business meddling in the internal affairs of India. Period.
I'll tell you something.
Period.
Enough.
Let them get lost and let them know.
Enough. There are enough people, viewers, who are hanging on
We don't have to go to the Privy Council.
There are enough people who are hanging on to the coattails of foreign media today, viewers. For whatever reasons, I don't know. Maybe they get to write for them and get paid £200. And as you know, viewers, the pound is quite valuable. So perhaps the exchange rate helps them out and pays for their meals or whatever it is, their rent, etc. But the point is, viewers, there is a whole bunch of people out there who are furthering this agenda, this divisive agenda. And they're sowing the seeds of what is really quite clearly Hindu-Muslim sectarianism on campuses. Whether it is slogans or it is these chaps who want to screen movies, I really find it absolutely galling. But viewers, here is another story coming out of Karnataka. Now viewers, this story is deeply disturbing. Deeply disturbing, viewers. Why is it deeply disturbing? Because Times Now has accessed a charge sheet filed by the NIA. The NIA was investigating the murder in cold blood of the individual to the left of your screens, Praveen Nattaru. Viewers, we all know now that he was murdered because he was a Hindu. And we know this because handwritten notes, there's enough evidence to suggest that the people who carried out this killing were motivated by hate, bigotry, viewers. Now the NIA say that these members belong to the banned PFI, the Popular Front of India, that was deemed an extremist organization recently. Viewers, what we didn't know was that the PFI allegedly used mosques as safe houses to store weapons and to plan and plot attacks on RSS members, BJP members and other Hindus who they disagreed with. A handwritten note recovered from the house of one of the accused lists the weapons such as hammer, knife, blade and belt which were to be stored and used to carry out attack on RSS workers, and these were all kept in the mosques, viewers. And the chart sheet gives a detailed breakup of mosques in different areas that were allegedly used as centers to plot these attacks, with 91 such mosques. These were not one or two, 91 mosques have been identified by the agency, by the NIA so far. And how did the NIA find this out? Confessional statements of the accused. And in these, the cadre admit that they were instructed to gather details on RSS workers and meet every 4 months to discuss the agenda and details gathered and then to eliminate them one by one. Viewers, it's a long charge sheet, as you can well imagine. But there are 91 such mosques, and they remind us of the time where mosques were once again used as launching pads. Viewers, in 1990 in Kashmir, in the heart of Srinagar and other prominent cities of the state, to wage ethnic cleansing against local Hindus there, viewers. It's an eerie similarity. 91 masjids are Islamic hideouts. Islamist hideouts are serving as safe houses for weapon drops. This is what the NI claims. And I want to open this up and I want to ask some basic questions tonight. And Professor Atikur Rahman is here with us. Lokesh Jindal is also here with us. Lokesh Jindal, we would never have known had the NI not been pressed into this. And when it was, viewers, the Congress party says this is vendetta. You're framing innocent Muslims. Now there are handwritten notes. Lokesh Jindal, this is the same PFI, SDPI that you have had unspoken alliances with, seat adjustments with. Will you at least now renounce them?
Yes, Rahul, it's very unfortunate that such form of radicalism is brewing in the country. And this hatred develops with hatred. One radicalism fuels another radicalism. Let's be very clear for that. We cannot simply emphasize upon the nature of PFI. Yes, PFI was bad. It has to be banned. All forms of radical extremism is to be...
Ramaya exonerates them in spite of their being
no, but Hindus were also released. Madhurao, Hindus were also released, but let me also tell you. No, 1 second, Madhurao. You see, this is where I have a problem. Two wrongs don't make a right. Now, I want to then, if you're going to expose the Congress here, let me also bring you back to your history. Rahul. 1 second. In Jammu and Kashmir, you tied up with Mehbooba Mufti's PDP. Did you not? Yes, no? Yes. And you also released a large number of those that were deemed separatists.
Rahul.
Why did you do that? Because, I'll tell you, vote bank politics. Viewers,
Rahul,
let's not go down this wormhole. No one comes out clean.
May I just come in for a minute?
No one comes out clean.
May I just come in for a minute?
You have been pulled up by the Supreme Court. No, 1 second. You have been pulled up by the Supreme Court for not taking action against those people in the Dharam Sansad. Okay, so let's not do this to each other. Let's condemn what is wrong for what it is. Lokesh Jindal should be saying tonight, we stand up.
At the same time,
Madhurao, I have no problems. You can fact check. You see, what I'm saying is, no one is holier than thou. No one is holier than thou.
May I just come in, Rahul?
Yes, please.
My only submission is this.
Yes.
My only submission is this, Rahul. If NIA comes out with any such findings,
true.
If the National Investigation Agency comes out with any such findings, it's supposed to be wrong, it is wrong. My only point is, has any investigation come up with such findings against those who are they accusing of?
That's a fair point.
My only submission is, let it go for a trial. But in the very instant case...
That's a fair point. But let's not go into appeasement.
In the very instant case...
That's a fair point. But let's not go into this business of competitive appeasement, because you also done your fair share of appeasement, and that's wrong. I just want to very quickly...
But in the very instant case...
Yes, in the instant case, you're right. The NIA has put down a charge sheet.
In the very instant case, PFI, our stands have been vindicated.
Madhurao, yes,
have been vindicated.
For the moment, yes, the court will of course have to pronounce guilt. Yes, you have come up with a robust charge sheet supported by evidence, and it does suggest that the bluff of the Congress party on this particular issue has definitely been called. But I want to bring in Mr. Mitra for 30 seconds. I don't have much more time. Abhijit Iyer, Mitra, we have now Hindu phobia in Karnataka. Clearly, this is not restricted to just one little part of our country anymore. There is a problem.
See, Rahul, in Karnataka, the problem is very old. The problem has been there even before the RSA showed its face in Karnataka. Right?
Yeah.
So, I completely reject this action-reaction theory. Remember, it was the left that keeps rejecting action-reaction theory when it comes to the train burning that leads to the 2002 riots.
True.
But here they automatically turn everything on its head and bring about action-reaction theory. Look at the number of deaths that have happened in this country because of Islamist terrorism. Look at the number of so-called blasphemers or whatever who have been killed by Muslims. And compare it to the number of people that have been killed by Hindus. Where is the comparison? Where is the comparison?
Okay.
See, the comparison, a comparison of the kind Mr. Jindal made has to have a statistical basis.
Okay, statistical basis. The point is we are looking at it from a narrow prism, viewers, of religious intolerance.
There is a link.
Religious intolerance, a religious character to terror, etc. We're looking at it from that narrow prism. And there is no comparison. We have to accept this fact. I leave it at this, viewers.
What's up guys, it's a great day, it's a beautiful day और आप सब
Alright, this is not your vlog Akash, this is Gadget Times. I welcome you all. I am Pavni Jain and this is our very special series where we are collaborating with different people on a variety of topics to bring the best for you guys right from the experts. So today we have with us is Akash Malhotra aka Wander with Sky. And he is somebody who creates insane and crazy travel content, goes to offbeat places and also does a lot of off-roading. Off-roading पे मैंने stress इसलिए दिया था क्योंकि ऐसी जगहों पर travel content capture करना becomes a little bit tricky, but this guy, he does it very right. This is why today's video is on how to use an action camera like a pro featuring Akash Malhotra, because it is easier to wander with Sky, but it is not easy to wonder how to use an action camera. Come on guys, right?
अच्छा था.
Alright, so to begin with, which is your go-to action camera, your most trustworthy device in the most challenging situations?
I think बहुत टाइम हो गया यूज करते हुए एंड एवरीवन नोज अबाउट दिस अबाउट मी इज दैट मैं बहुत एविड GoPro यूजर हूँ. सो GoPro इज माय गेम.
Oh, alright, as we can see. So we have lot of GoPros here. So इतने सारे GoPros यूज कर लिए हैं, तो सबसे इम्पोर्टेंट सवाल GoPro को इस्तेमाल कैसे करते हैं भाई, ये प्लीज हमारी ऑडियंस को बताइए.
ये आई थिंक ये जो दिस क्वेश्चन व्हिच वाज आस्क्ड, राइट, इस्तेमाल कैसे करते हैं, इसके हर परम्यूटेशन कॉम्बिनेशन का जवाब है फॉर एवरी के यूज केस. अगर आप कैमरा के अंदर बात करने वाले हैं, यूर अ व्लॉगर, देयर इज अ यूज केस. अगर आप बाइकर हैं, देयर इज अ यूज केस. अगर आप स्कूबा डाइवर हैं, देयर इज अ यूज केस. मतलब कैमरा इज सो वर्सेटाइल इन इटसेल्फ कि आप हर पर्सपेक्टिव में डिफरेंट सिचुएशन में कैमरा को डिफरेंट यूज कर सकते हैं. तो आपको अगर मुझसे थोड़ा डिटेल में सवाल पूछेंगे काश अगर ब्लॉग कैसे करते हैं, तो मैं आपको उस यूज केस में एक अलग सिचुएशन बताऊंगा. मगर मेरे हिसाब से द इजीएस्ट वे टू समबडी टू स्टार्ट अ GoPro इज जस्ट गो. मतलब पर्सपेक्टिव्स पे खेलो. कैमरा इतना छोटा है, आप जमीन पे रख सकते हो, आप फेंक सकते हो, कैच खेल सकते हो. मतलब सोच को ब्रॉडन करना जरूरी है. एंड आई थिंक दैट्स वेयर यू स्टार्ट यूजिंग अ GoPro कैमरा. टेक्निकलिटीज आर डिफरेंट व्हिच आई बिलीव हम बात करेंगे, बट द प्लेस टू स्टार्ट इज टू गो क्रेजी.
बट यहाँ पर हम जेन्युइनली ये सीखने वाले हैं कि एक्शन कैमरा को यूज कैसे करते हैं. तो खेलना मत, जैसे कि आकाश ने अभी बोला. बेसिक एक्सेसरीज आपको क्या क्या चाहिए?
सुपर. सो ये है शॉर्टी एंड जैसे आपने पूछा कि सबसे इंपॉर्टेंट क्या है, GoPro की चीज में माउंट करना बहुत क्रिटिकल है. बिकॉज अगर आप उसको हाथ में पकड़ते हैं, मेजरली यू विल एंड अप पुटिंग योर फिंगर समवेयर, क्योंकि इतना वाइड ऑफ एंगल है. मेरे साथ बहुत होता है शुरू में. अगर इवन इफ यू कीप अ फिंगर ओवर हियर, वो दिख जाएगा. तो इट्स बेटर टू माउंट इट इन समथिंग. यूजुअली अगर आप GoPro खरीदते हैं और GoPro का एडवेंचर किट लेते हैं, तो उसमें शॉर्टी आता ही है. So if you should be very smart enough to buy that, so you just mount on a shorty and you shoot yourself while you're talking. GoPro is about perspectives. It's not like a phone. तो अगर आपका हाथ दिख रहा है तो cool लगता है. So you need to really, get your mind working like that कि हाँ ये cool है. So this is important to have something to hold GoPro. Also it gives you a place where you can keep it. अगर आपको चलते हुए शॉट लेना है. See, GoPro के साथ सबसे important बात ये है कि you have to understand कि कैमरा इज एन एक्सटेंशन ऑफ योरसेल्फ. अगर आप ऐसे सोचेंगे तो आप डिफरेंट पर्सपेक्टिव पे खेल पाएंगे. सो दैट्स वेयर यू स्टार्ट यूजिंग अ GoPro, एंड आई डोंट थिंक एज अ स्टार्टर यू नीड एनीथिंग मोर देन अ कैमरा एंड अ शॉटी.
Would you want to tell something to our viewers about the memory? Because इसमें normal, simple micro SD card use नहीं कर सकते हैं. Which one is it?
So the GoPro is capable of shooting. The Hero 10 is capable of shooting 120 FPS at 4K.
Okay.
ठीक है. अब सिचुएशन क्या है कि अगर आप 120 फ्रेम्स कर रहे हो तो यू नीड अ मेमोरी कार्ड व्हिच कैन राइट एट दैट स्पीड. बहुत सारा डेटा है एंड आप 5K भी शूट कर रहे हैं एट 60 FPS. दैट्स अ लॉट ऑफ डेटा.
So like we said, basic setup में आपको चाहिए बैटरी, memory card, camera itself and also shorty like Akash mentioned.
On the show tonight, viewers.
Prime Minister Narendra Modi today addressed the 6th edition of Pariksha Pe Charcha. During his address, he interacted with the students and parents and gave them a pep talk on how to deal with exam stress. In his address, Prime Minister Narendra Modi highlighted that marks should not be a status symbol for the parents and students should not take any kind of shortcuts in exams or in life. Uttar Pradesh Chief Minister Yogi Adityanath inaugurated Vidya Samiksha Kendra in Lucknow today. He distributed tablets to students of army schools.
सो गाइस, आज हम हैं यहाँ पे विद द गैलेक्सी A14 5G एंड ये सैमसंग का नया बजट स्मार्टफोन है. लेट्स सी, इसको अनबॉक्स करते हैं. जैसे कि देख सकते हैं इस डब्बे में एक फ़ोन है और नथिंग नीचे ऊपर सिम इजेक्टर टूल एंड अंदर इसके आई थिंक चार्जिंग केबल होना चाहिए. यप.
हेलो एवरीवन, स्वागत है सभी का टाइम्स ड्राइव में. मैं हूं अंकुर तनेजा. बगल में मेरी खड़ी है लेक्सस की RX, जो यहाँ ऑटो एक्सपो 2023 में यहाँ पर अनवील करी गई है. दो वर्जन है, 350H और 500H. 500H यहाँ पर खड़ा हुआ आप देख सकते हैं हमारे सामने है एंड द कार लुक्स एब्सोल्युटली स्टनिंग, स्पेशली इन दिस कलर. एंड यहाँ पर देखेंगे ये F स्पोर्ट की बैजिंग लगी हुई है. तो 500H में जो है वो F स्पोर्ट वाला वर्जन आता है, 350H में F स्पोर्ट नहीं आता है. डिजाइन की बात करें तो गाड़ी रोटेट हो रही है, थोड़ा जैसे गाड़ी रोटेट हो रही है वैसे मैं डिजाइन की बात कर लेता हूं. सो ओवरऑल देखिए इन टर्म्स ऑफ डायमेंशन प्रॉपर SUV वाला फील इसके साइज से आपको देखने को मिलेगा. एंड यहाँ पे क्लैडिंग थ्रू आउट दी गई है, पियानो ब्लैक में इसकी क्लैडिंग दी गई है. सो प्रीमियमनेस यहाँ पर झलक कर जरूर सामने आ रही है. एंड ओवरऑल टायर्स का जो अलॉय व्हील्स हैं वो भी सिंगल टोन में ब्लैक में यहाँ देखने को इधर मिल रहे हैं. फिर आऊँ पीछे की तरफ तो यहाँ पर पूरा वो कूपे वाला फील आता हुआ आपको देखने को मिलेगा. एंड पीछे की तरफ कनेक्टेड टेल लाइट यहाँ दी गई है. लेक्सस की ब्रांडिंग, RX 500H की ब्रांडिंग यहाँ डायरेक्ट फोर दिया गया है. एंड ये ऑफ रोडिंग कैपेबिलिटी साथ लेक्सस कह रही है ये गाड़ी को प्रोवाइड.
Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. Congress Member of Parliament Rahul Gandhi's Bharat Jodo Yatra has been marred by yet another controversy. Rahul Gandhi today suspended his Bharat Jodo Yatra in Jammu and Kashmir, alleging complete collapse of police arrangement. Rahul Gandhi claimed that the police personnel who were supposed to manage the crowd during his yatra were nowhere to be seen, and after his security asked him to take the car instead of walking on foot, he had now no other choice. However, the Kashmir Zone Police refuted allegations levelled by Rahul Gandhi and his team and said that full security arrangements were in place for Rahul Gandhi's security. The police even tweeted the details of his security, adding that 15 companies of Central Armed Police Forces, 10 companies of J&K Police, route domination and lateral deployments were made for Rahul Gandhi's Bharat Jodo Yatra. This has led to a full-blown war between the Congress and the BJP. First, let's listen in to Rahul Gandhi's charge.
So thank you for coming. This morning we had quite a large crowd that had gathered, and we were looking forward to walking on the Bharat Jodo Yatra. But unfortunately, the police arrangement completely collapsed, and the police people who were supposed to manage the crowd and hold the rope were nowhere to be seen. So my security people were very uncomfortable with me walking further on the yatra. So we had to I had to cancel my walk. It's very difficult for me to go against what my security people are recommending.
Now let's take a listen in to the Jammu and Kashmir administration and their version as they responded to Rahul Gandhi's allegations.
The organizers themselves had neither anticipated nor planned the Banihal crowd to join the Kashmiri stretch. The size of the crowd, because of this spillover, became larger than planned. That led to the pressure on the available security resources. Additionally, plainclothesmen from security wing of the J&K police continue to remain involved at places of stay and to ensure anti-sabotage checks and access control to the extent possible. And all arrangements have been made to ensure the best possible security for the ongoing Bharat Jodo Yatra.
The Congress party has gone all guns blazing, accusing the Jammu and Kashmir administration and actually lashing out at them of very serious lapses in Rahul Gandhi's yatra, and said that after Rahul Gandhi arrived at Kazigon, started walking towards Vesu in South Kashmir, suddenly outer security cordon of Rahul Gandhi just evaporated and disappeared. The Congress also didn't stop short of linking the alleged breach in Rahul Gandhi's security to the major security lapse that took place during the Prime Minister's visit to Punjab in January last year. Listen in to the Congress leader's claims.
प्रधानमंत्री जी जब पंजाब गए थे तो उनकी जो कैबलकेड जब चलने की समय गाड़ी में बैठे हुए थे, दो चार लोग थोड़ा उनको अपना नारा लगाए थे, उसलिए महाभारत बन गए थे। आज क्यों नहीं? मोदी जी चुप्पी की साधी क्यों है? हमारे गृह मंत्री अमित शाह जी क्यों चुप्पी साधे हैं कि राहुल गांधी जी अगर सही सलामत गुजरते रहे लोगों से बातचीत करते करते तो मोदी जी और अमित शाह जी की परेशानियां और बढ़ेगी।
अंतिम क्षण तक वो चाहते थे कि वो जो 12-13 किलोमीटर बाकी हैं वो चले, पर सुरक्षा सलाहकारों ने कहा बिल्कुल नहीं चल सकते आप, और तभी वो गाड़ी में बैठकर निकल गए। मैंने जो देखा, मेरे विचार में जिस मात्रा में क्राउड मौजूद उसका अनुमान पहले ही लगाना चाहिए था प्रशासन, और प्रशासन को इस बहुत ढीले ढंग से किया। जो सुरक्षा बल होने चाहिए थे जिस मात्रा में वो नहीं थे, और इसीलिए राहुल जी को गाड़ी में आना पड़ा। तो ये प्रशासन से चूक है, ये प्रशासन की चूक है, इसमें कोई दो राय नहीं हो सकती।
The BJP has slammed Rahul Gandhi and accused him of doing drama to remain in the headlines. The BJP is also asked as to why the organizers had not informed the police about the large number of people joining the yatra from Banihal. BJP said that the situation arose due to Rahul Gandhi's carelessness, and it was Rahul Gandhi who didn't fulfill his responsibility towards his own security. Listen it.
सारे आरोप जो कांग्रेस पार्टी और राहुल गांधी लगा रहे हैं, उनका खंडन करते हुए बिल्कुल स्पष्ट हो गया है ये सारे बयान आरोप अनर्गल हैं और ये प्रतीत होता है कि इस पे ओछी और घटिया राजनीति करी जा रही है। भारत जोड़ो यात्रा जो कि केवल सुर्खियों में बनी रहे, इसलिए इस तरह से जगह जगह पर ये कह दिया जाता है कि जो सुरक्षा थी वो पर्याप्त नहीं थी।
So the legitimate question we are asking on the Newshour tonight, is the Rahul Gandhi security row real or orchestrated? That's the question and that's the debate. Rahul security row. That's the hashtag and the debate coming up on the other side.
You're watching the Newshour at 9. Debate number 1 on Times Now. Super Prime Time.
And joining me tonight, Vivek Bansal, senior leader of the Congress, Kamru Zaman Chaudhary, leader of the Congress, Suhail Seth, columnist, Ishkaran Bhandari, advocate. But my first question goes to Dr. Sudhanshu Trivedi, member of Parliament and national spokesperson of the BJP. Dr. Sudhanshu Trivedi, it's a serious charge. Lapse in security, and this is not the first time this charge has been made. It's been made in the past in Gujarat, it's been made in the past in several other places, including recently when the Bharat Jodo Yatra entered Delhi and now in Jammu and Kashmir. This consistent charge by the Congress party, does it have merit, and is the government lax in the security provided to Mr. Rahul Gandhi?
As far as merit of the case is concerned, I just like to remind around a month back when the COVID was an apprehension of again a COVID coming, and there was a security instruction that Rahul Gandhi's Bharat Jodo Yatra should just follow the protocol. Then they were making the mockery of the security instructions and the security apprehensions and trying to put a blame on BJP that we are doing this just in order to stop the yatra, though this is not the fact, because this yatra has nothing to do with BJP or even the towering personality of Modi ji. This is a totally internal matter of the Congress party, and Congress trying to show the other opposition leaders their true face, those who are aspiring to become the champions of the opposition unity, like whether it is Mamta ji or Nitish Kumar ji or Kejriwal ji or Sharad Pawar ji or KCR ji. So it has nothing to do. So we were very happy that he was going on. But as far as this technicality is concerned, it's very strange. How come a person who is ensuring the security of Rahul Gandhi ji, he is having Z plus security with ASL, Advanced Security Licensing, in which wherever he has to go, then advanced police is there, even the route is sanitized, and 15 companies of the Central Paramilitary Forces, 10 companies of the Jammu Kashmir Police, means 25 companies of the police were there, which is usually there in a one district. That much of security has been provided. But it's very strange how Rahul Gandhi ji is saying that their security men suggested or decided that he cannot go. The fact of the matter is, those security guards who were protecting the protectee has no connection with taking any decision whether the protectee will go ahead or will remain there, because this is decided by the control room from where they are connected with the communication. Because if such a level of high security protected person like Rahul Gandhi, the security guard on the spot cannot take a decision that more danger is there on the place or it is better to go somewhere else. That decision will be taken by the control room. And the police is saying that you have withdrawn without giving any information to the security agencies, when Rahul Gandhi is a usual, habitual, you can say floundering the security. He has done when he was having SPG security more than 1,000 times. After he has come in Z+, he has done more than 600 times. You remember? 5-6 years back when he went to airport and disappeared without telling their security personnel that where he is going. And we were asking questions, then they were saying we are trying to do politics. So I am unable to understand that the Congress party, which is in a habit of making politics on the security issue, the national security issue, they are still trying to make this an issue, personal security, an issue of politics. And one more thing. By this stand, Congress party, I congratulate them, they have reconciled that finally the security is provided by the security men with gun. ये शांति के कबूतर उड़ाने से और गले लगने की बात करने से सिक्योरिटी नहीं आती। अफसोस कि इन्हीं सिक्योरिटी मैन से जो आपके लिए जान की बाजी लगा के सिक्योरिटी करते हैं, आप लोग जीरो टॉलरेंस की बात करते थे। इन लोगों के ऊपर मुकदमे चलने चाहिए। ह्यूमन राइट्स उनके जो टेररिस्ट अटैक करने के लिए जिनसे आपको पर्सपेक्टिव खतरा है, उनके ह्यूमन राइट्स और इन सिक्योरिटी वालों के लिए इस ढंग के वर्ड्स बोले जाते थे कि आर्मी का चीफ सड़क छाप गुंडा है, या जब गुलाम नबी आजाद साहब लीडर ऑफ द अपोजिशन थे तो उन्होंने कहा था इंडियन आर्मी सिविलियंस को ज्यादा मारती है। दिस वाज अ वर्ड। ये नहीं कहा कि वो बाई चांस परिस्थितियों में सिविलियंस को ज्यादा मारती है। इस ढंग के जो वर्ड्स आप यूज करते थे, नाउ यू हैव रियलाइज्ड द इंपॉर्टेंस एंड द थ्रेट परसिस्टेंस ऑफ द सिक्योरिटी फोर्सेज इटसेल्फ। आई थिंक कांग्रेस पार्टी शुड रीथिंक देयर स्ट्रेटजी व्हेन दे आर गिविंग दीज sermons sitting in the air conditioned room in Delhi are trying to give sermon to the security forces. Now on the ground they realize what the real situation is. But on the technical issue, when Jammu Kashmir Police and Chief Secretary has said that they are providing all sort of security, then suddenly on the basis of the so-called recommendation which nobody is authorized to give there, if Rahul Gandhi ji is saying, then Congress party should show where is the official message or official advice by anybody that he should withdraw his yatra, because the person who was encircling them are having no business in deciding whether the protectee should go ahead or should stop there.
Well, Mr. Vinod Bansal, pertinent questions being raised, Mr. Bansal. Vivek Bansal, sorry, pardon me. Vivek Bansal, pertinent question being raised. How can the security circle within Rahul Gandhi's close contact can take a decision? They're not authorized to do so, number one. They have to be in touch with their senior officials. They report to them. And number two, the question is that on many occasions the point has been made that Mr. Rahul Gandhi himself ducts his own security. So does it play both ways कि जब आपका मन करे आप security agencies को target कर दें, उनको कह दें कि they don't know what they are doing, and जब आपका मन करे तो security का threat issue raise कर दें? Doesn't it cut both ways, Mr. Bansal?
Well, Navika ji, since you have posed these two questions, let me answer that. Regarding the Sena quadrant and all taking up a unilateral call, as you were saying, definitely as the official in charge of the security himself spoke, that he wasn't aware that this much turnout of the people would be there, and so the forces were taken unawares. So keeping that in view, the official is himself admitting that. And the inner quadrant in the personal security of Mr. Rahul Gandhi, they also realize that the security forces are either skewed or they have just withered away. So they had to take a call, immediate call they had to take, and they had to whisk him away immediately. I don't think there is any anomaly in that. And as far as you are talking, trying to recall the past incidents where Mr. Rahul Gandhi may have been have gone amiss as far as his security was concerned, that cannot be in fact cited for this lapse. There may be two wrongs, do not make one right. We have to keep this in mind. And then after this, I would like to bring to the notice what Mr. Sudhanshu ji was speaking regarding. First of all, he spoke about that there was a security after the COVID. There was a security forces have issued a directive or of this sort. First of all, let me correct him. Security, it was not the security forces. It was the medical, the health minister had issued a directive or basically forewarning the people that these sort of meetings should be avoided. Secondly, when he talks about, he is citing Mr. Ghulam Nabi Azad said this about he indicted the army and all. So I would like to remind him that what our Honorable Prime Minister in the House, in the Parliament had to say about Mr. Ghulam Nabi Azad's contribution and how his tears were welling down his eyes. So let's not go into these things, but I think the best course of action would be objectively taking these complaints and this aberration on the part of this mistake on the part of the security forces, and an inquiry needs to be set up instead of just hurling accusations at each other. This is such a sensitive issue.
Fair point, but let me get in Mr. Suhail Seth. Mr. Suhail Seth, my question to you is, on the issue of security, whether it was the lapse in the Prime Minister's security in January last in Punjab, or the question of security of Mr. Rahul Gandhi, has it shown chinks within the class of politics that we are currently seeing in our country? Because Mr. Bansal also says, two wrongs don't make a right. Matlab Rahul Gandhi, if he lets ducks away from his security, it's wrong, but let's not raise that issue. Let's only raise the issue of the breach in his security. And on the other hand, the Congress party can call the security people anything they want, yet they are dependent for security on the same people. And then Punjab, it was the same Congress which said the Prime Minister is trying to demonize the people of Punjab. The Prime Minister is so worried about his own life, not the life of other people. So have we really touched the bottom of the barrel as far as logic is concerned and some propriety is concerned?
So two or three things. Number one, Navika. Now, Bansal, I didn't interrupt you, so just keep quiet for a minute. There are two or three things. Number one, I'm getting a bit tired about this constant whining that keeps happening over every little issue. Mr. Gandhi has gone overboard telling us that this is a country of love. There is no hatred. If there is no hatred and there is only love, why should he fear anything? I mean, whether he has security or not, it should not be an issue. I mean, by just sheer logic. Number two, let me take the example of the Secret Service in the United States. The Secret Service overrules every person and they are responsible for security. If the protectee behaves irresponsibly, that is flagged, so that tomorrow you can't blame the security forces. I think, Navika, there are lots of lessons to be learnt here. Number one, these protectees are protected at the cost of you and me and our taxes. If these people can't behave responsibly, withdraw their security. If they want to play superheroes, let them play superheroes. It could be anyone. It could be the Prime Minister, it could be Rahul Gandhi, it could be Robert Vadra, it could be you if you ever get Z security. Number two, the point I'm making constantly is, you do know that Jammu and Kashmir has just about revived as a state where there is peace and harmony. Why do you want to create dissension? Why do you want to create obfuscation and again say, oh, there is a security issue in Jammu and Kashmir, this is not right, that is not right. Finally, Mr. Gandhi or whoever it is has every right to life and liberty. But that right comes with responsibility. It can't be a right bereft of responsibility. You can't be swashbuckling and then say, oh, I don't want the sword to touch me. So our politicians need to be more responsible, especially when it is our tax-paid money that is going out of its way to protect them, as we should. I'm a great believer that the Prime Minister's office and therefore the Prime Minister needs the utmost protection. I'm not interested in the protection of anyone else to that level. As also the President of India, all constitutional officers, could be the Chief Justice of India. Point I'm making is, Mr. Gandhi has been a protectee for almost 25, 30 years, ever since the tragic demise of Mrs. Gandhi, which was in 1984. Then the tragic demise of his father. Now, they recognize that this protection is being given with a level of responsibility that is two ways. It's a level of responsibility that must be reciprocated. It can't be that these security people are at your beck and call. They are not your slaves. They are not your supplicants. They are not domestic help. They are people who must be treated with respect because their business, and they are the first people to give up their lives to save yours. That level of respect must be given. You can't on the one hand abuse them and on the second blame them for irresponsibility when you yourself have shown great irresponsibility, as Sudhanshu rightly said. There have been umpteen examples. To be fair, let me be honest, Navika, everyone does it. Politicians ultimately, and I don't blame them, they want to show that they're really popular, that they don't care about their lives. They want to touch and feel. They want the love of the people. But there is a serious issue in our country, like in every other country. And we need to be cognizant of that. So my appeal would be, whether it is Mr. Gandhi, Mr. Modi, one day Ms. Navika Kumar, please remember that this security has been given to you because people value your lives, they value your office, they value who you are. It comes with a grave sense of responsibility which must be reciprocated.
Well, so let me get in Mr. Kamruzaman Chaudhary. Mr. Kamruzaman Chaudhary, the question is that there was stated to be a security breach even in Rajasthan, a tent, something on fire there. But no song and dance was made about that. That is why it begs the question, why are these issues raised when you are entering Delhi? Because you want to make politics about it. Because in Delhi, it's the central government responsible for the law and order. And in Kashmir, it's again the central government. Is it because of that? Because Rajasthan mein to aapne kuch nahi kaha. Because it's a Congress-ruled state. Those questions will also be asked. So I want to ask you, if you keep saying, you know, Sher aaya, Sher aaya, Sher aaya, will people stop taking you seriously? Kamruzaman Chaudhary, now we are entering that stage.
Navika, first and foremost, let me thank you for organizing a debate, though on a different note, on the Bharat Jodo Yatra once again.
I've been doing enough number of debates on Bharat Jodo, so let's not be so patronizing, Mr. Kamruzaman Chaudhary.
No, let me not waste the time. Let me not waste the time. Today is supposed to be a Hindenburg debate, but anyhow, your agenda, your editorial policy. The basic point, Navika, today that I want to put out here, video that is out in the public domain shows everything. You cannot deny that there was a security lapse in Rahul Gandhi's case. For 3,500 kilometers, there was a D-shaped security ring with ropes and local policemen guarding Rahul Gandhi from any intruder getting into that inner quadrant. Now what happened? Suddenly that all those security personnel vanished out of thin air. When Rahul Gandhi came out of the car and he saw a huge crowd, even the Kashmir police has accepted. So why did the security guard were not present there? And in fact, because of the Congress Bharat Jodo Yatra volunteers, that a D ring was created out there. It was a security lapse. There is nothing you cannot deny it rather. Second point that I want to remind my dear friend Suhail ji out here, that it is not a case of a VIP security dictating terms to the security cordon around him. It's not the case of that. Rahul Gandhi has always obeyed with the security instructions that were given out to him, even when the SPG cover was withdrawn from the Gandhi Parivar. He accepted it without any murmur of protest also. Even the Congress party raised one or two flags, but it never objected. Now 3,500 kilometers, there was not at all a single security breach. Suddenly you enter Modi's administered the security personnel out here, that is directly under the control of the Home Ministry. There you find a security lapse. Next you question the controversy surrounded when Bharat Jodo Yatra was about to enter Delhi. Now you tell me a health minister of the country issuing concerns to Rahul Gandhi about COVID. Now what happened 1 month down the line, where is COVID now? These are all clear cut, and the public and the people of India are seeing through all these games that the Bharatiya Janata Party wants to play. They are so rattled by the success of the Bharat Jodo Yatra that they can stoop to any law to defame or degrade Bharat Jodo Yatra and Rahul Gandhi.
Well, Suhail said, are you jealous of the crowds that are coming, that you are also pointing fingers at Rahul Gandhi?
No, frankly, it's not my monkey, it's not my circus, so I really don't care. But I just want to make one observation on Mr. Kamruzman's comments. It is no one's point, Mr. Kamruzan, to doubt the success, the efficacy, the outreach, the overarching success of the Bharat Jodo Yatra. That is not the topic of today's debate. Here, the debate this evening is not to give you or anyone brownie points. The debate's single-minded purpose is to decide one thing. Should we allow protectees who have a high level of protection because of the threat to their lives, should we allow them to take turns in either parodying or disregarding the security cover that they've been given at taxpayer expense? Number one. Number two, you're completely wrong, and Sudhanshu Trivedi, who's on this program, is also a member of parliament, so they have more people at their beck and call to give them research points. He rightly said that there have been instances which have been cited in parliament of the number of times that Mr. Gandhi has defied or violated or ignored. Violated is incorrect, ignored the advice of his security people. And by the way, Mr. Kamruzman, Mr. Gandhi is not alone. As I said in my opening remarks, many politicians do that. But that is not the case for anything in future. God forbid, if something had happened to Mr. Gandhi, and I hope it never does, never. God forbid if something had happened, it could be a minor injury. Can you imagine? It would be politics between you and the BJP, but what you would do is you would cause irreparable harm to the brave hearts in our country. Those security forces who give up every day of their lives, it's every day they are walking out to face imminent death. They would be the ones who would be shamed. My worry is not about you and BJP playing politics. That you will play ad nauseum. But, it's a Bernard Shaw saying, and you're from Calcutta, from Bengal, I hope. Bernard Shaw said, when whales fight, shrimps are eaten. Our security forces would become collateral damage. When Prime Minister's cavalcade was stopped on that bridge in Punjab, the first set of blame was to his SPG, the people and the security and the police in Punjab. So my advice would be, let's be responsible when we are being protected at the cost of the taxpayer.
That's the whole point. That's the whole point. And my question, Ishkaran Bhandari, is that there have been violations of the drill that is to be followed by protectees. That's been cited by the former Home Minister, current Defence Minister, Mr. Rajnath Singh, on the floor of the House. At that time, I think, if I remember the number correctly, 1856 times there were occasions when Rahul Gandhi broke the rules of the security within the country, and on 72 trips abroad he also let go of his security. In fact, even when the Bharat Jodo Yatra entered Delhi, a letter was written to which CRPF responded that between 2020 and December, there were 113 times that Rahul Gandhi ducked his own security and broke the protocol. Now, isn't it a two-way street? Do you see a real problem or a worry for Rahul Gandhi's security, or do you think it's really politics at the end of the day?
Now, Vikaji, before I come to this specific issue of Rahul Gandhi's security, I find it amusing that Congress is always in a crybaby mode. Today, you are doing a debate on a security breach of their top leader, and you get blamed that why aren't you doing a Hindenburg report? Why are you covering this? If you had not covered this, they would have said Rahul Gandhi's life in threat, and still Navikaji is heartless enough not to cover his personal security issue. So I don't understand what the media is supposed to do.
Damned if you do, damned if you don't.
Yeah, but anyways, because you have a big heart and you are concerned about the security of a political leader, you are doing a security debate. So before I come to this, in a sane polity, security of a top public leader would be of utmost priority, and there will be zero politics. But unfortunately, the most important political leader in any democracy is the Prime Minister, whosoever be the Prime Minister. The Prime Minister just January of last year was 20 minutes from the border and had a massive security breach. And I read you what the Congress spokesperson said when the security issue was raised. Top Congress spokesperson. You want to defame Punjab? It's 3 crore people, Punjabiyat and Punjab culture, because the security breach on the Prime Minister was raised in the state of Punjab. Now, by the same logic, I am very happy that Mr. Trivedi and BJP is not saying that you want to blame Kashmir its crores of people, Kashmiriyat and Kashmir culture. That is the level of discourse in this country on the Prime Minister's security. Now coming to Mr. Rahul Gandhi's security. Security of everybody is very important, and he did no great favors by taking it without a murmur that SPG protection was removed. That is and should have rightly been meant for the Prime Minister, and if you don't qualify, you don't get it. But he has Z plus security protection, and in Z plus security protection, the worrying aspect is, and I was reading, 113 times since 2020, Mr. Rahul Gandhi has violated protocol as per CRPF. So that should be avoided. That said, in this instant issue, what is coming out is that a lot of people came, and there was, of course, some amount of breach which one can see here. Now that breach was caused because the people around Rahul Gandhi invited people without informing the security agencies as they had to, or the local intelligence was not up to the mark. That all must be investigated, because the security of everybody is important. But the lesson I hope Congress learns today is that when Punjab happened, they should have taken it with utmost seriousness, as I hope the Home Ministry takes this issue with seriousness.
Mr. Vivek Bansal, that's the point. An investigation definitely in order. But at the same time, isn't the responsibility of the Congress party and Mr. Rahul Gandhi to cooperate with the security agencies in terms of his movement, in terms of the anticipation, in terms of the fact, and I want to just read out Mr. K.C. Venugopal's letter. He says that furthermore, to harass participants and prevent eminent personalities from joining the Bharat Jodo Yatra, Intelligence Bureau is interrogating many people who participated in the Bharat Jodo Yatra. Now, if they are doing their SOPs to try and check who's going in, who's coming out, which is a security drill, you have a problem with that. You have a problem in sharing information, but you also have a problem in, and we all do have a problem in the security labs. There will have to be a two-way communication and participation and cooperation.
You see, Navika, I'll start from your last question, in which you quoted Mr. Venugopal that VVIPs or celebrities who are joining the yatra and they are being grilled, or they are being, unnecessarily causing harassment to them. So first of all, as you say, that definitely it is the prerogative of the security forces to inquire about whosoever is joining, but these celebrities are well-known figures, and there is a difference between harassment and taking, general information as far as it is concerned. So we have to differentiate between. We just cannot just make a sweeping generalization that what Mr. Venuji is saying wrong. We should go into the objectivity and into the merits of what he is saying. Secondly, when you say that Mr. Rahul Gandhi may have definitely in the past may have been the cases where he must have not adhered to the norms which are provided, which are prescribed by the security agency. Definitely in this yatra, let me tell you, he had been religiously adhering to all that. But an inquiry needs to be. You see, maybe we are just just making a mole out of this mountain out of a mole. So we have to just go into the objectivity. If we are right, then we stand vindicated. And to have a slugfest game against either the ruling dispensation, we brought it to the notice, and I think there is definitely whatever happened with the Prime Minister in Punjab, that is also, if at all there was a security lapse, and there must have been an inquiry conducted into it. What are the findings of the inquiry
Vivek
committee?
Bansal, you have a very short memory. The matter went to Supreme Court, and the Supreme Court has made observations. But Sudhanshu Trivedi, राहुल गांधी की सिक्योरिटी ब्रीच बहुत अच्छे से याद रहती है, प्रधानमंत्री की सिक्योरिटी ब्रीच क्लियरली फॉगी मेमोरी ऑन दैट.
देखिए, वन थिंग इज वेरी क्लियर. प्राइम मिनिस्टर सिक्योरिटीज एसपीजी, स्पेशल प्रोटेक्शन ग्रुप, और उसमें बहुत स्टैंडर्ड नॉर्म है कि वेन एवर इज प्राइम मिनिस्टर पासिंग थ्रू एनी रोड, देयर शुड बी नो ट्रैफिक एंड नो बडी इवन राइड्स बाय द साइड ऑफ द रोड. But in Punjab, it was categorically breached. And even today, Adhir Ranjan Chaudhary ji is what he is saying. 4-5 लोग आ गए थे रोड पर तो वो ये बनने लगे थे. Now, how you can say when the Prime Minister is passing through the road and you are saying that 4 or 5 people has come, it is their number. There were hundreds of people has come, that too protesters. And you are saying this is not a security breach. It was a categorical, and the cleaning of the road is the responsibility of the local police. Protecting the Prime Minister is the responsibility of the SPG, and the SPG will take a decision whether it is to go ahead or not. So it is the top agency which will decide whether he should go ahead or not. Now coming to the other aspect, I would like to point out, ये जो आपने कहा मेडिकल की बात, ऐसा नहीं है जनाब. ये मेडिकल की भी सिक्योरिटी प्रोटेक्टिव की होती है, सिक्योरिटी फोर्सेस की जिम्मेदारी. व्हेनेवर प्रोटेक्टिव ऑफ Z+ और हायर मूव्स टू एनी हाउस, वो क्या खाएंगे ये भी चेक किया जाता है. और आपको पता है उनका ब्लड ग्रुप क्या है, उस ब्लड ग्रुप के कुछ लोग साथ में चलते हैं उनकी सिक्योरिटी में. इन केस ऑफ एनी इमरजेंसी दैट ब्लड ग्रुप शुड बी अवेलेबल विद देम. 2 or 3 people move with that. Rahul Gandhi is having that type of security. और एक चीज मैं कहना चाहता हूं, one thing, when it came to the issue of the personal security of Rahul Gandhi ji, they strictly, as per their statement, abided by the advice of the security forces, and they never asked for what is the proof. Neither we are asking कि खतरा किससे था, भटके हुए नौजवानों से खतरा था या जो लोग हालात के मारे थे उनसे खतरा था, ये तो हमने नहीं पूछा. But when it comes to the security of the country, then you ask the proof. You deny to abide by the instructions or the advice of the security forces. Then आप कहते हैं खतरा कहां था, कम से कम ये बताइए, और खतरा है तो इसका प्रूफ बताइए. This is a sheer dichotomy of the character when it comes to my personal thing. Then you accept that there is a danger and I should follow, though it is not true. They have not never said, but you are saying that you followed strictly in accordance, being perceiving there can be a danger, but in the case of country, there the politics is above, there is no danger, you should go ahead, and even if security forces is saying something, it should have proof. So I think Congress is having a consistent dastardly habit of doing politics of the security, from national security to the personal security of the Prime Minister. Now they are saying that on one hand, the breach is the privilege. Whenever they want, Rahul Gandhi ji can breach the security. Whenever they want, they can put an allegation of the lapse. अब एक बात आपसे कहना चाहूंगा, आपको पता है when SPG person is traveling in a plane, उनके साथ भी एक चलते हैं सिक्योरिटी के लोग, और SPG में थे, आप प्लेन में अपने आप चले गए. For some hours you were without any protection. And this was the highest level of security breach,
and not
which Rahul ji has
twice, but 72 times as documented in a statement that was presented in Parliament. Well, the question is not about the politics. The question is there a reason why Rahul Gandhi feels that there is, or I mean we can all see it. Is there any reason why the government should not order an inquiry into the lapse of Rahul Gandhi's security, number one? On the other hand, would the Congress be well advised to take the issues of security rather seriously? Whether it is the personal security of Mr. Gandhi, or as Dr. Sudhanshu Trivedi said, the security of the country and the statements made by the armed forces. Well, we leave it at that. Thank you very much for joining me on debate number 1. On the other side, ladies and gentlemen, as India celebrated its 74th Republic Day with full pomp and show and with a patriotic fervor, there were some who attempted to vitiate the peace on the glorious day. In JNU, a banned BBC propaganda film on Prime Minister Modi was screened despite the centre's ban on the documentaries. The film, which has been called a vicious propaganda to promote hate, was screened in the university campus, defying all orders. Now, not just JNU, videos of NCC cadets chanting Allahu Akbar slogans in the Aligarh Muslim University on Republic Day have also surfaced. In this video, allegedly on your TV screens, a group of NCC cadets can be heard chanting Vande Mataram and Bharat Maa Ki Jai. But some miscreants started to raise Islamic slogans like Allahu Akbar in counter to the Vande Mataram slogans. Well, ladies and gentlemen, these are NCC cadets donning a uniform that teaches them their duty, which is to rise above all religion and caste divides and put the nation first. But take a look at how some radical elements attempted to stoke the communal fires in AMU.
You're watching the News Hour at 9. Debate number 2 on Times Now. Super Prime Time.
And joining Ishkaran Bhandari and Kamruzaman Chaudhary on the debate are RSN Singh author, Rahul Ishwar activist and advocate Talha Amir Rashidi, spokesperson of the Rashtriya Ulema Council. Ishkaran Bhandari, do you see a pattern in the manner in which, there is once again a divisive agenda at play in universities, whether you look at JNU, whether you look at Jamia, whether you look at AMU now on Republic Day? Is there once again an ecosystem that seems to be inciting people just with the same divisive agenda as we've seen in the past?
Now, Vilkaji, firstly, I think universities is a bit of an overstatement. Why is it always a few particular universities are in news for this? Whether it be JNU, Jamia or AMU. I don't remember last time we did this debate on Shri Ram College of Commerce. I don't. Maybe there is a debate on this. And what was the JNU slogans? Just 2016 chart sheet said, Bharat tere tukde honge, go India, go back, Kashmir ki azadi tak, Bharat ki barbadi tak, jang rahegi, jang rahegi. So it is these particular select so-called universities where these students from JMU, AMU are creating slogans which of course are for a political purpose, to say it the least. Whether they are anti-national slogans in the case of JMU, which a charge sheet has been filed, or whether they are just religious slogans, that is a different issue. But it is massive politicization. And I read a recent article which was very informative of how the subsidy on JNU is almost 6,95,000 per student. Now, if you, me, the taxpayers are funding, the least you expect people get educated, and if they want to do politics, please come out, join the political party, hit the streets or do good political work and get elected. But don't stay in these universities while all you want to do is build a political career for yourself. There are enough deserving students who want to work for the economy, who want to work for the nation, who should be given that opportunity. So my only solution is, anytime a student in university is found doing this, either he or she be made to pay the full fees, or they be thrown out, and so that they can very happily do their politics.
Kamruzaman Chaudhary, have some of these universities now become addas of ideological political battles?
No, of course, always universities were the hotbed of ideation. Rather, why should I stop any university?
So, Afzal, हम शर्मिंदा हैं, तेरे कातिल जिंदा हैं, भारत तेरे टुकड़े होंगे. This is ideology, political ideology taking shape in India, or opposing Bharat Mata ki jai. Is that political ideology taking shape in India?
Navika, let me complete, please. I said that any form of radicalization is wrong in the universities. It should not be permitted. But the topic that you have chosen today, citing Allahu Akbar and stating that this is an anti-national, I can't fathom, because we as Muslims, we call Allahu Akbar 5 times a day when we go to offer namaz. So it's a very secret word for the Muslims of this country. And I believe those students out there who with the NCC uniform, though it was wrong, they should not have calling any religious slogan in a country's NCC uniform. We also went to the NCC once upon a time, but we were never taught this type of sloganeering which supposed to belong to a particular faith. It's not the fact out here. But then, Navika, you know, when I will question those in the institutions, when I question the portrait of Jinnah in Aligarh Muslim University, then I will also question Savarkar in the parliament or in the Karnataka Assembly or in any other institution. Because for me, Jinnah's ideology and Savarkar's ideology have killed the nation. So I will oppose both of them. Well, but I don't see any harm if any particular body raises
let's come back to the context and RSN saying Allahu Akbar se kisi ko problem nahi hai. It's the place where it's said, and it is the Republic Day celebrations where Bharat Maa Ki Jai was being said, where these religious slogans came in. You know, today the same people are saying there's nothing wrong, these are sacred words. But I want to ask you, even if it was Jai Shri Ram, wouldn't they have seen it as a war cry as they've seen it in the past?
Yeah, I would have definitely opposed it if somebody was to raise slogans Jai Shri Ram on a Republic Day. So, and you think he doesn't understand? He knows what was the intention. It was a kind of a veiled threat, and he says that 5 times a day it is repeated from the mosque. And what is the second line? After you say Allahu Akbar, you know, when you summon people for prayer, what is the second line you say? The second line you say that nobody else is worth, worth worship. So that haughtiness, that superciliousness, that intolerance is very much inherent. But his name, just 1 minute. His namesake, Chaudhry Khaliquzaman.
On a religion.
No. 1 minute. His namesake. 1 minute. बोलने दीजिए ना. बोलने दीजिए. Chaudhry, his namesake, almost, it sounds same. Chaudhry Khaliquzaman, he wrote a book, Pathway to Pakistan. And in that he said that if there was no Aligarh Muslim University, there would have been no Pakistan. And by the way, Navika ji, you know who was Chaudhry Khaliquzaman? He was one of the members who that night when Nehru said that when the whole world sleep, India wins freedom. Khaliquzaman was also one of those people who addressed, amongst the 4 people who addressed from the Constituent Assembly. He was one, Nehru was the other, Radhakrishnan was the 3rd one, and Rajendra Prasad was 4th one. And then this gentleman, he goes to Pakistan. So they in Aligarh Muslim University, they have ensured that the ideology of Pakistan does not die. And let me tell you, my Hindustani Muslim friends who are in West Asia, die-hard nationalists, they tell me that the biggest traitors and the biggest enemies of India are the Aligarh Muslim University graduates.
Well, let's not generalize.
Now they are the ones, who know how to hide their...
But certainly the university has seen several ignominies in the past, and including Sharjeel Imam, who said, "Wo chicken neck kaat do." We've seen all of that. Advocate Talha, मेरा सवाल आपसे सिर्फ इतना है.
Madam, this is...
नहीं एडवोकेट ताला, मेरा सवाल सिर्फ आपसे इतना है कि रिपब्लिक डे पर जहां भारत मां की जय हो रहा है, या वी आर सेलिब्रेटिंग द 74th रिपब्लिक डे ऑफ द कंट्री, religion has no place in that. Why do we see such things in universities like AMU? And this is not the first time.
Navika ji, a very good evening to you and to all the panelists and to your viewers. It's absolutely, you were right when you said that on Republic Day, an event of Republic Day, an occasion which is of national pride to each and every Indian, things like this should not take place, and the petty politics being done on such things should also not take place. That said, we need to, I have my objections here, is that the selective outrage that is going on in here. Universities or the colleges that do not agree with the ideology of the party or the people in power today are being targeted selectively. these universities make headlines, these universities make the story of the prime time on national television only, but the stories like when in Karnataka, RSS and Bajrang Dal cadets are being given weapon training in college campuses. We have seen many such instances. In Ahmedabad University, a college principal was forced to chant Jai Shri Ram by ABVP workers, but that doesn't make to the prime time shows.
The Karnataka, absolutely condemnable. Nobody is supporting that, Rahul Ishwar. Rahul Ishwar, nobody is supporting that. But why is there justification of what happens in AMU by giving examples of Karnataka? You can condemn that and you can condemn this.
I'm not trying to justify. You need to understand that.
Two wrongs won't make a right. One, we are a nation which always chants Ishwar Allah Tero Naam, Sabko Sannati De Bhagwan. That's the Gandhian heart of India. Here there are two problems. One, specific
Rahul Ishwar ask these two gentlemen to repeat. Ask these two gentlemen to repeat Ishwar Allah Tero Naam.
Specific celebration of celebrating our Republic Day. So what happens when Bharat Mat Ki Jai is chanted or Vande Mataram is chanted? Some people are countering it with other slogans, which can be detrimental to our national pluralism or our flavor. See, we all chanted Vande Mataram once more because of that all Indian Muslim.
Absolutely. Advocate Tala, is there any problem in saying Vande Mataram? Is there any problem in saying Vande Mataram?
Yes, the Muslims have some reservations in saying Vande Mataram. Yes, it's open. It's not. We are not constitutionally bound to say Vande Mataram. We say proudly Jana Gana Mana. We proudly say the national anthem. We proudly sing the national anthem Jana Gana Mana. But there was a deliberate instigation by a particular section of the NCC cadets by saying Vande Mataram and Bharat Mata Ki Jai in AMU campus, and as a result, it was a reaction when Allah was
Vande Mataram Bharat Mata Ki Jai ke against Allahu Akbar is supposed to be now, tit for tat, RSN Singh. अगर कोई वंदे मातरम बोलेगा तो हम अल्लाहू अकबर बोलेंगे. Virtually justifying it. Advocate Tala. Advocate Tala, that's exactly what you're saying. RSN Singh.
कि जज्बातों के साथ खेला जा रहा है. वो बच्चे हैं. उनके जज्बातों के साथ खेला जा रहा है. क्यों भड़काएंगे उन्हें जब पता है कि मुसलमान
वंदे मातरम
से तो आप वहां
पढ़ा गया था. एक मिनट वंदे मातरम भड़काऊ होता है क्या आरएसएस सिंह जी?
नहीं पढ़िए. किसने रोका? आप नहीं रोका. आर्टिकल 19 आपको भी इजाजत देता है कि वंदे मातरम आप पढ़िए और मुझे इजाजत देता है कि मैं वंदे मातरम.
अरे क्या सुनिए वंदे मातरम अगर नहीं बोलना है तो मत बोलिए, लेकिन अल्लाहू अकबर क्यों बीच में बोल रहे हैं? सवाल तो ये उठता है ना आरएसएन सिंह जी. आई एम लोअरिंग योर फेडर एडवोकेट ताला. आरएसएन सिंह, लास्ट वर्ड फ्रॉम यू.
नहीं. I am just saying that Rahul Ishwar raised, that famous, that prayer song of Mahatma Gandhi, Ishwar Allah Tero Naam. Ask these two gentlemen to repeat this Ishwar Allah Tero Naam.
No, they are not even repeating Vande Mataram. They say they have reservations with that. Ishkaran Bhandari, Vande Mataram भड़काऊ? Yes or no? Vande Mataram भड़काऊ होता है?
I want to say Bhadkau things, Vande Mataram, Bharat Mata Ki Jai. I don't think so anybody can seriously say that Bhadkau, but if you find them Bhadkau, you expose yourself with your own words.
Don't say it, my friend, but to say that we are retaliating and saying Allahu Akbar because somebody said Bhadkau, Vande Mataram, well, that's a new analogy, and that would be unacceptable in India. Thank you very much, ladies and gentlemen, for joining me on this debate. Thank you, panelists, to you as well. I'll take leave. Padmaja Joshi coming up next with Newshour Agenda. Good night and be safe.
The Newshour at 9 will be right back.
What's up guys, it's a great day, it's a beautiful day और आप सब
Alright, this is not your vlog Akash, this is Gadget Times. I welcome you all, I am Pavni Jain and this is our very special series where we are collaborating with different people on a variety of topics to bring the best for you guys right from the experts. So today we have with us is Akash Malhotra aka Wander with Sky. And he is somebody who creates insane and crazy travel content, goes to offbeat places and also does a lot of off-roading. Off-roading पे मैंने stress इसलिए दिया था क्योंकि ऐसी जगहों पर travel content capture करना becomes a little bit tricky, but this guy, he does it very right. This is why today's video is on how to use an action camera like a pro featuring Akash Malhotra, because it is easier to wander with Sky but it is not easy to wonder how to use an action camera. Come on guys, right?
अच्छा था.
Alright, so to begin with, which is your go-to action camera, your most trustworthy device in the most challenging situations?
I think बहुत टाइम हो गया यूज़ करते हुए and everyone knows about this about me is that मैं बहुत avid GoPro user हूँ. So GoPro is my game.
Oh, alright, as we can see. So we have lot of GoPros here. So इतने सारे GoPros use कर लिए हैं. तो सबसे important सवाल GoPro को इस्तेमाल कैसे करते हैं भाई? ये please हमारी audience को बताइए.
I think ये जो this question which was asked, right? इस्तेमाल कैसे करते हैं? इसके हर परम्यूटेशन कॉम्बिनेशन में जवाब है. फॉर एवरी के यूज केस, अगर आप कैमरे के अंदर बात करने वाले हैं, यूर अ व्लॉगर, देयर इज अ यूज केस. अगर आप बाइकर हैं, देयर इज अ यूज केस. अगर आप स्कूबा डाइवर हैं, देयर इज अ यूज केस. मतलब कैमरा इज सो वर्सेटाइल इन इटसेल्फ कि आप हर पर्सपेक्टिव में डिफरेंट सिचुएशन में कैमरे को डिफरेंट यूज कर सकते हैं. तो आपको अगर मुझसे थोड़ा डिटेल में सवाल पूछेंगे काश अगर ब्लॉग कैसे करते हैं, तो मैं आपको उस यूज केस में एक अलग सिचुएशन बताऊंगा. मगर मेरे हिसाब से द इजीएस्ट वे टू समबडी टू स्टार्ट अ GoPro इज जस्ट गो. मतलब पर्सपेक्टिव्स पे खेलो. कैमरा इतना छोटा है, आप जमीन पे रख सकते हो, आप फेंक सकते हो, कैच खेल सकते हो. मतलब सोच को ब्रॉडन करना जरूरी है. एंड आई थिंक दैट्स वेयर यू स्टार्ट यूजिंग अ GoPro कैमरा. टेक्निकलिटीज आर डिफरेंट व्हिच आई बिलीव हम बात करेंगे, बट द प्लेस टू स्टार्ट इज टू गो क्रेजी.
बट यहाँ पर हम जेन्युइनली ये सीखने वाले हैं कि एक्शन कैमरा को यूज कैसे करते हैं. तो खेलना मत, जैसे कि आकाश ने.
You're watching the News Hour at 9. The News Hour at 9 will be right back after the break.
सो गाइज आज हम हैं यहाँ पे विद द गैलेक्सी A14 5G एंड ये सैमसंग का नया बजट स्मार्टफोन है. लेट्स सी इसको अनबॉक्स करते हैं. जैसे कि देख सकते हैं इस डब्बे में एक फ़ोन है और नथिंग नीचे ऊपर सिम इजेक्टर टूल एंड अंदर इसके आई थिंक चार्जिंग केबल होना चाहिए. यप.
हेलो एवरीवन, स्वागत है सभी का टाइम्स ड्राइव में। मैं हूं अंकुर तनेजा। बगल में मेरी खड़ी है लेक्सस की RX, जो यहां ऑटो एक्सपो 2023 में यहां पर अनवील करी गई है। दो वर्जन है 350h।
Good evening and welcome. You're watching the Newshour agenda. I'm Padmaja Joshi. A video has taken social media by storm simply because it's unlike anything that one has seen before. This video that I'm talking about is from Republic Day at the Aligarh Muslim University, where a few NCC cadets in uniform were heard raising slogans of Allahu Akbar. Now an inquiry has been initiated and the university administration has suspended the student allegedly involved in precipitating this particular incident. But what's truly shocking is that these slogans were raised in response to the customary Vande Mataram and Bharat Mata Ki Jai soon after flag hoisting had taken place on the campus outside Strachey Hall. First listen in to what was said after the flag hoisting and what was the communal slogan in response. Now, of course, as the university says, this is something that has never happened in its 100 years of the history that it has had. But this is simply an effort to try and vitiate the atmosphere. They say that a religious tone is being inserted into a day that was meant to celebrate the Constitution. But the university's action is also being decried, from asking why Allahu Akbar is grounds for any disciplinary action when Jai Shri Ram is okay, to even pointing out that this was a slogan frequently employed by freedom fighters.
जो मुसलमानों के खिलाफ धार्मिक उन्माद के नारे लगाए जाते हैं, विरोध में लगाए जाते हैं, उस पर कभी आपने सांसद साहब कहा कि कार्रवाई करो? और नारे तकबीर अल्लाह अकबर लगाने से क्या परेशानी है आपको? तो अगर किसी तरह की कोई कार्रवाई नाजायज तरीके से की गई तो हम सब मुसलमान उस कार्रवाई का संवैधानिक तरीके से, जो संवैधानिक तरीका है उससे विरोध करेंगे और पुरजोर तरीके से करेंगे।
अपॉइंटमेंट में जिस तरह से फर्जीवाड़ा चल रहा है आरक्षण में, इस पर बात ना हो, दोबारा एएमयू को बदनाम करने की साजिश रची जा रही है। तो सवाल ये कि जो बच्चे एनसीसी में जाते हैं वो देश प्रेम का जो जज्बा रखते हैं, मुल्क में जो भारत के लिए सरहदों पे जाना चाहते हैं, वो एनसीसी में जाते हैं। अगर उन्होंने अल्लाह अकबर के नारे लगाए, उसमें समस्या क्या है? नारा तो उन्होंने निकलने के बाद भारत माता की जय के भी लगाए। भाई, हमारे भारत के इतिहास में अल्लाह अकबर, हर हर महादेव के नारे जब एक साथ लगे तो ब्रिटिश राज की जो चूल्हें थी वो हिल गईं।
कोई भी चीज दिखाई दे, जरा भी कोई मामला दिखाई दे तो मुसलमानों को डराने और धमकाने के लिए और मुसलमानों को खौफजदा करने के लिए सारा हिंदुस्तान का एडमिशन दौड़ पड़ता है उसके चारों तरफ। ये कोई ऐसी कोई खास बात तो है नहीं। एक मजहबी नारा है उनका, उन्होंने लगा दिया होगा खुशी में। हाँ, लेकिन अब इस पर कानूनी कार्रवाई की क्या जरूरत है?
Actually, the factor leading to this incident is not known to me, or not only me, to anyone, because student is out of touch. His phone is switched off, and therefore we could not contact him. So it will come basically in the inquiry committee report.
Definitely, it signifies that there is a breeze of radicalization inside the campus.
I really demand that the NCC cadet, his certification should be vanished, and they should keep away such students from being a part of NCC, because NCC is a very disciplined organization and they definitely contribute towards national development.
The question though is there really place for a communal slogan on a day that celebrates the country and our constitution? Is this a deliberate attempt to try and communalize our campuses? And finally, isn't it curious that those who dubbed Jai Shri Ram a war cry today are racing to justify Allahu Akbar almost as a religious rite?
You're watching the News Hour at 10, debate number 1 on Times Now, Super Prime Time.
Rishi Bagri and Vivek Srivastava, both political analysts, join us along with Vikram Singh, former DGP of Uttar Pradesh, Huzaifa Amir Rashadi, Honorary Secretary of AMU Students Union. I'll start with you, Huzaifa. What space does this have on Republic Day? Why should this slogan be raised on Republic Day?
देखिए पद्मजा, ये सिर्फ तिल को ताड़ बनाया जा रहा है। वो रिपब्लिक डे सेलिब्रेशन था, वो कंप्लीट हुआ जब सारे प्रोग्राम खत्म हो गए। उसके बाद लड़के आपस में इकट्ठा हुए, वो हर जगह होता है, स्कूलों वगैरह में, कॉलेजेस में लड़के जोश जोश में नारे लगाते हैं। तो पहली बात तो ये है कि जांच ये होनी चाहिए प्रोवोक किसने किया। वहाँ पे पहले नारे लगाए गए, आप देख सकते हैं वीडियो सारे मौजूद हैं। तो उसमें नारे पहले लगाए गए, भारत माता की जय बोले गए, उसके बाद फिर वो एक और कोई धार्मिक नारे लगाए गए, उसके बाद कुछ लड़कों ने उसमें नारे तक
वंदे मातरम, धार्मिक नारे नहीं थे।
प्रॉब्लम क्या है?
भारत माता की जय और वंदे मातरम के नारे लगाए गए। आप कह रहे हैं कि उसको प्रोवोक होकर के फिर अल्लाह अकबर बोला गया। वंदे मातरम में प्रोवोकेटिव क्या है?
नहीं, बहुत से लोगों का कहना है कि वो भाई नेशनल एंथम की अगर बात हो तो नेशनल एंथम सारे लोग पढ़ते हैं, उसको हम मानते हैं कि देश का गीत है वो। और वहाँ पर जब सारे प्रोग्राम खत्म हो गए थे उसके बाद फिर क्यों वो नारे लगे? उसके बाद उसमें लगा, अच्छा नारे तकबीर में प्रॉब्लम क्या है?
नहीं तो एक सेकंड, आपको प्रॉब्लम क्या है? आप कह रहे हैं कि वंदे मातरम से प्रोवोक होके अल्लाह अकबर, बिकॉज सर द टू आर वेरी डिफरेंट। वंदे मातरम हैज गॉट नथिंग टू डू विद एनी रिलीजन। इट लिटरली सेज आई सैल्यूट माय मदर। मदर तो सबकी होती है, किसी रिलीजन की थोड़ी ना होती है।
मैडम फिर वो डिबेट दूसरे टॉपिक पे चला जाएगा, मैं उसके डीपनेस में नहीं जाना चाहता। कुछ धार्मिक नारे भी लगे हैं वहां पे।
कोई नारे नहीं लगे हैं धार्मिक, ना ना ना। एक बार फिर से सुन लेते हैं अगर आप चाहें ना। वहां पर 2 नारे लगे, भारत माता की जय,
मैं सुन चुका हूं,
और वंदे मातरम।
मैं सुना हूं मैडम।
कौन से नारे लगे बताइए, कौन से नारे लगे?
मैंने भी वो वीडियोस सुना है, जो वीडियोस टहल रहे हैं सोशल मीडिया पे। सवाल ये पैदा होता है कि मैम
तो हमारी तरफ नहीं टहले ना, आप बताइए कौन से धार्मिक नारे लगे?
नारे तकबीर,
आपने कहा कि धार्मिक नारे लगे, पहले मैं समझ जाती हूँ कौन से वो धार्मिक नारे थे।
जितनी स्टोरीज चल रही है उसमें सिर्फ फोकस किया जा रहा है नारे तकबीर को, नारे तकबीर को।
नहीं, हम तो दिखा रहे हैं भारत माता की जय, वंदे मातरम भी लगा।
अब तो बंदूक की नोक पे बुलवाए जाते हैं
सर। भारत माता की जय, वंदे मातरम लगा, उसका रिस्पॉन्स हाउ कैन इट बी अल्लाह अकबर? उसका रिस्पॉन्स, एंड मोर इम्पोर्टेंटली एनसीसी के कैडेट्स जो कि यूनिफॉर्म में हैं।
मैम बहुत से एपिसोड है। अभी अहमदाबाद के अंदर एक प्रिंसिपल को लोगों ने दौड़ा दौड़ा के मारा कैंपस के अंदर, उनसे जीएसआर के नारे लगवाने के लिए बोला। आपने फिर देखा कर्नाटका के अंदर हिजाब के जब
सर आप इतनी अलग अलग चीजें बोल रहे हैं। पहले आप मेरे को ये बताइए, अपना एक चीज बताइए।
कोई रिपोर्ट
सर, आप हुज़ैफा आप एक चीज बोलिए। पहले आपने बोला कि भाई उनको भड़काया गया, फिर आपने कहा इसमें प्रॉब्लम ही क्या है, फिर आप आ गए कि भाई किसी प्रोफेसर से ये बुलवाएगा। अभी इस मुद्दे की बात कीजिए और इस एपिसोड की बात कीजिए। इस एपिसोड में क्या आपको लगता है कि रिपब्लिक डे के दिन, सर पूरा सवाल सुनिए, रिपब्लिक डे के दिन वर्दी पहन के एनसीसी की क्या एक धार्मिक नारा लगाना सही है, हाँ या ना?
चलिए मैडम, रिपब्लिक डे के दिन, वो रिपब्लिक डे का जो प्रोग्राम होता है वो सारे प्रोग्राम खत्म हो चुके थे, कंप्लीट हो चुके थे। वो भी जो भी गॉड ऑफ ऑनर होता है, सारी चीज़ें मुकम्मल हो चुकी थी। लड़के जब अपने हॉस्टल की तरफ जा रहे थे, वो भी स्टूडेंट्स हैं, वो एनसीसी का ड्रेस कोड पहने हुए थे, वो भी यूनिवर्सिटी के स्टूडेंट्स हैं, उसमें तमाम लड़के हैं। तो उन लोगों ने नारे लगाए वहाँ पर, वो जोश जोश में लगाते हैं लड़के जिंदाबाद और टेम्पो हाई और पता नहीं क्या क्या। तो उसको किसी एक नारे को लेकर के इतना इशू बनाना मुझे नहीं लगता कि जरूरी था ये।
ओके, पहले ये बताइए ऋषि बागरी, तिल का ताड़ क्यों बनाया जा रहा है? जोश जोश में लगा दिए, कोई रूल तो नहीं तोड़ा?
नहीं, अब जैसे जोश जोश में लगा सकते हैं आप, कोई भी नारा लगाइए, कोई दिक्कत नहीं है। आप बिना यूनिफॉर्म पहन के आप कुछ भी नारा लगाइए, वो आपका पर्सनल नारा है, आप लगाइए। लेकिन आप रिपब्लिक डे के दिन आप एक वर्दी पहनकर आप एक धार्मिक नारा लगा रहे हो, ये इटसेल्फ इज एक प्रोवोकेशन है। एंड सेकेंडली, आप एक चीज बताइए, आप बोलते हो कि भारत माता की जय, अगले ने किसी ने, कोई पर्टिकुलर ग्रुप ने भारत माता की जय बोल दिया या वंदे मातरम हो गया, वो कब से धार्मिक नारा होने लग गया भाई? आप कल बोलोगे जनगण धन, आप अपने नेशनल एंथम को भी आप कल धार्मिक नारा दे दोगे, कल आप एकदम नेशनल सिंबल्स को भी आप धार्मिक चीज को आप रन कर दोगे, ये कब से नारा हो गया? और अलीगढ़ मुस्लिम यूनिवर्सिटी में
किसने
देखिए कहीं ना कहीं कुछ तो प्रॉब्लम है। आप आज भी देखिए जिन्ना का फोटो लगा के रखे हो, आप आज भी आप वहां पर इस टाइप के नारे, रिलीजियस रेडिकलिज्म आप जो कर रहे हो, प्रैक्टिस कर रहे हो।
दूसरे टॉपिक पे ले जा रहे हैं।
मुझे एक चीज बताइए, अलीगढ़ यूनिवर्सिटी प्राइवेट यूनिवर्सिटी तो है,
पार्लियामेंट से तस्वीर हटवाइए आप पहले,
गवर्नमेंट फंडेड यूनिवर्सिटी है, इसमें गवर्नमेंट के रूल्स तो मानने पड़ेंगे ना आपको। आप ऐसे अपनी मनमानी तो नहीं कर सकते हो। यूनिफॉर्म पहन लिए, एनसीसी जैसे एक डिसिप्लिन्ड ऑर्गेनाइजेशन का यूनिफॉर्म पहन करके आप इस तरह की हरकतें करोगे, प्रोवोकेशन करोगे, तो ये तो एकदम बिल्कुल ही सही नहीं है।
हुजैफा, और एक चीज तो बड़ी, अभी आप जोश में करिए या आप आराम से करिए या आप चलते हुए करिए, पहले कीजिए बाद में कीजिए, रूल्स आर रूल्स। कल को ये नहीं हो सकता कि कोई आदमी सपोज आर्मी में हो और वो अपनी यूनिफॉर्म पहन करके अल्लाह अकबर बोलना शुरू कर दे और फिर कहे वो तो भाई मैं अपना कैंटीन में, मैं मेस में लंच खा रहा था, लंच खाते हुए मैंने बोल दिया। रूल्स आर रूल्स, and as far as NCC is concerned, it is very, very clear. You have the pledge of the NCC which says very clearly that we, the cadets of the National Cadet Corps, pledge that we will always uphold the unity of India. We resolve to be disciplined and responsible citizen of our country. So the unity of India is above all. This is not about any religion. और उसकी वर्दी पहन करके कम से कम, चाहे आप पहले करें या बाद में करें या ड्यूटी पे करें या कभी भी करें, आप धार्मिक नारे नहीं लगा सकते हुजैफा। That's the simple thing.
मैडम, ये सिलेक्टिव आउटरीच क्यों है मुझे समझ में नहीं आ रहा कि एमयू में सिर्फ उस पर इतना सिलेक्टिव आउटरीच है और बहुत सी यूनिवर्सिटीज कॉलेज में खुलेआम नारे लगते हैं जेएसआर के, उस पर किसी को प्रॉब्लम नहीं होती। मैं आपको बताऊं कि ये सिर्फ एक तरह का पॉलिटिकल स्टंट है इशू से हटवाने के लिए। एजुकेशनल इंस्टीट्यूट पे अगर बात हो रही तो सिर्फ टारगेट पे एमयू क्यों रहेगा? अगर आप नारों की बात कर रही हैं,
विक्रम सिंह जी, कई यूनिवर्सिटीज में जय श्री राम के स्लोगन लगते हैं, तो फिर यहाँ एएमयू को क्यों डिमोनाइज किया जा रहा है? व्हाई डिमोनाइज एएमयू व्हेन नोबडी हैज अ प्रॉब्लम विद जय श्री राम? दैट्स द इक्विवेलेंस बीइंग ड्रॉन.
Padmaja, good evening. Let us keep the things in perspective. Number one, for everything there is a time, and to everything there is a season. And to say all these slogans on 26th of January is an anachronism. On 26th January, you're supposed to do only things that are patriotic and nationalistic slogans. Not that you don the uniform of the NCC. I've also donned the uniform. I'm also a chancellor of a university. What the students will say, do, will be guided by the principles of propriety and discipline, and what is acceptable and what is not acceptable. मैं आमिर साहब से गुजारिश करूंगा कि आपके ईदगाह में नमाज हो रही है और कोई जाके हिमाकत करे कि हनुमान चालीसा पढ़ूंगा। हर चीज का एक वक्त होता है और हर चीज की एक पाकीज़गी होती है, और उसके वक्त तो पाकीज़गी के मद्देनजर पहले वो आप सुने, हमने आपकी बातें बड़े हमने आपकी बातें बड़े पाकीज़ हमने बड़े तरीके से सुना। नाउ लिसन, 26 January is meant only for nationalistic slogans and not any slogan. And once you are wearing your uniform, take pains to ensure that you will do only on 26 January what is expected, not religious slogans. I am also a deeply religious person, but once in uniform, I will take pains to ensure that I will not raise any religious slogan.
Important point that you have raised. Let me take that across, Vivek Srivastava. It's also about the place and the sanctity of the occasion. 26 January certainly is not about a religion. It is not about any religion, Vivek Srivastava. And that is why this is unacceptable.
Yes, I do not
Yes, I am an atheist and I do not believe in any particular religion as such, but I have respect for all religions and all the people who follow the religions. Now, so much of preaching is done, you need to understand that you are talking about a child or a kid, what is his age? वो फर्स्ट ईयर बीए का छात्र है, उसकी उम्र 18 साल या 17 साल है. Now, you know, fine, I mean, it's very easy for us to preach. Today's NCC and the Republic Day function is over there. What? I mean, it was a simple case of youngsters provoking each other from two sides. It is not more than that. It is not more complicated
than that. How is it a provocation from two sides, sir? Hold on a second. Again, you have very conveniently drawn an equivalence and said, oh, they are provoking from... So, sir, if somebody stands up and says Vande Mataram, you will be provoked. How is it provoking from both sides?
Yeah. Yes.
Saying Bharat Mata ki Jai is provocation.
I'll tell you. I'm an atheist, I do not believe. But however, many of my Muslim friends who are in the army, who could be somewhere else, who could be in the police, who could be research scholars, tell me that we do not follow idol worship. And वंदे मातरम में थोड़ा सा मातृ पूजा या मूर्ति पूजा की झलक आती है.
सर, आपने कहां, कौन से देश में रह रहे हो सर? आप कहां भारत माता की जय में कौन सी मूर्ति की पूजा कर देते हो आप?
अब आप सुनिए ना, मैं इंडिया में रहता हूं, मोदी के इंडिया में नहीं रहता, सेकुलर इंडिया में रहता हूं.
सर, मोदी जी से बहुत पहले और मोदी जी के बहुत बाद भी भारत माता की जय लोग बोलते रहेंगे.
ये सबका वो
और किसी ने ये मूर्ति पूजा नहीं को सोचा है.
अगर वो कह रहा है आई लव इंडिया, एक मुसलमान लड़का अगर कहता है
तो अंग्रेजी में आई लव इंडिया कहना सेक्युलर है, बट हिंदी में भारत माता की जय कहना कम्युनल है. कमाल के आप कम्युनिस्ट, तो यू शुड बी लविंग चाइना, बट यू सीम टू लव द ब्रिटिश मोर.
व्हाट इज रॉन्ग इन इट?
क्यों अंग्रेजी में आई लव इंडिया कहना सही है, बट भारत माता कहना कम्युनल है.
वो नहीं है, ये हिंदूवादी एजेंडा नहीं है.
हिंदूवादी कैसे है भाई?
मुसलमान लड़के.
ओके, बिक्रम सिंह जी will respond to you. Bikram Singh ji will respond to you.
Padmaja, with the greatest of respect to the intellectual Mr. Vivek Srivastava, well, being an atheist is his choice. But if person chooses to erase these two nationalistic slogans, Vande Mataram and Bharat Mata Ki Jai, which is customary on 26th January and 15th of August, nowhere else, if it is a religious Satnarayan Gurti Katha, you don't say Vande Mataram and Bharat Mata Ki Jai. If it's a wedding, you don't say Vande Mataram and Bharat Mata Ki Jai. You say it only time, place and circumstance, desh, kal or avastha. Not that wherever you choose to do like a loose cannon, you start raising slogans. Yes, where there is an occasion.
Sir, with due respect to you, I agree with you, sir, but you, yes, I totally agree with you. But however, sir, my appeal to you is, you are yourself a chancellor. It is a case where, 17, 18-year-old kids are provoking each other, and it has to be...
Again, I am asking you, sir, how are they provoking each other? अगर 26 जनवरी को भारत माता की जय नहीं बोलेंगे, तो क्या बोलेंगे? I love India बोलेंगे.
हमें बच्चों को सिखाना है, पनिश नहीं करना.
विक्रम सिंह जी.
Padmaja ji, Mr. Vivek, they are all my children.
Yes.
They're all my children.
Yes.
If they have crossed the line, I will tell them and give them a tongue lashing. But rest assured, they will come to no harm because they are children. They are my sons, all of them, irrespective of their faith. If they have transgressed the rule of law and propriety, there will be consequences. But I will not ruin their career. I will not ruin their future. I will see to it and ensure that yes, they are counseled appropriately. This calls for appropriate counsel, and that is where the matter ends.
Mr. Ramin Minto, answer the question that is raised by Mr. Vikram Singh, not just as a former police officer, but also himself as an educationist now. वो कह रहे हैं कि भाई ये तो बिल्कुल ही गलत होगा ना, अगर आप 26 जनवरी के दिन अल्लाह अकबर या शायद जय श्री राम बोलना भी शुरू कर दें, अगर आप किसी मस्जिद में जाकर के हनुमान चालीसा पढ़ना शुरू कर दें, ये तो गलत ही माना जाएगा. इसको आप कैसे जस्टिफाई कर सकते हैं? और अगर उस पर एक्शन हो रहा है तो लोग कह रहे हैं कि भाई मुसलमानों को टेरराइज करने की कोशिश हो रही है. कैसे?
देखिए मैम, सबसे पहले तो मैं हमारा जो ये मुल्क है, खूबसूरत मुल्क इंडिया, इसमें हम बचपन से हमें सिखाया गया एक टर्म यूनिटी इन डाइवर्सिटी. और यूनिटी इन डाइवर्सिटी क्या चीज है? यूनिटी इन डाइवर्सिटी के लिए देखिए हमारे जो अलीगढ़ मुस्लिम यूनिवर्सिटी के फाउंडर हैं सफीर अहमद खान, उनका भी एक मशहूर कोट है. उन्होंने कहा था कि रिलीजन इज अवर इंटरनल मैटर, इट हैज नथिंग टू डू विद द बिजनेस ऑफ अ स्टेट. है ना? तो रिलीजन हमारा पर्सनल इशू है और किसी को भी ये राइट नहीं है कि वो उसमें इंटरफेयर करे, ना ही हमें किसी दूसरे के रिलीजियस सेंटिमेंट में इंटरफेयर करने का राइट है. और बिल्कुल इसी तरह न तो मुझे ये हक है कि मैं अपने रिलीजियस चीजों को दूसरे के ऊपर थोपूं, ना ही किसी और को ये हक हासिल है कि वो अपनी रिलीजियस चीजों को मेरे ऊपर थोपे. तो रिलीजियस जो भी चीजें हैं वो हमारा पर्सनल इशू है।
पर सर आपका रिलीजन किसी रूल के ऊपर नहीं है ना। अब मैं यहाँ आई कम टू वर्क, देयर आर सर्टेन सेट ऑफ रूल्स दैट बाइंड मी। कल को मैं कहूँ कि मैं यहाँ पे अपने शो के दौरान सत्यनारायण की कथा शुरू कर दूं, ऐसे थोड़ी ना होता है सर। हर चीज की एक सैंक्टिटी होती है, प्रोप्राइटी होती है, रूल्स होते हैं, और यूनिफॉर्म में तो और भी ज्यादा होते हैं।
प्लीज लेट मी कंक्लूड।
लेट्स गो।
मुझे प्लीज अनइंटरप्टेड 2 मिनट दे दीजिए, मैं अपनी पूरी बात रखता हूँ और आप जो क्वेश्चन करेंगे तो उसका जवाब दूंगा। 2 मिनट अनइंटरप्टेड, ठीक है। तो यूनिटी इन डाइवर्सिटी में हम सब बिलीव करते हैं, और यूनिटी इन डाइवर्सिटी यही है कि रिलीजियस जो भी इश्यूज हैं वो मेरे पर्सनल इश्यूज हैं, दूसरे के उसके पर्सनल है, और बिजनेस ऑफ स्टेट से इसका कोई इंटरफेरेंस एज नहीं है, ठीक है। लेकिन यहाँ पर एक चीज ये भी है कि जो नारा, जिस नारे पे कंट्रोवर्सी पूरी क्रिएट करी जा रही है, इस नारे की एक तारीफ ये भी है कि इसी नारे को लगाते हुए शहीद ब्रिगेडियर उस्मान ने अपनी जान इसी मुल्क के ऊपर निछावर कर अल्लाह अकबर का नारा लगाते हुए, इसी नारे को लगाते हुए टीपू सुल्तान ने अपनी शहादत का नजराना इस मुल्क की सिक्योरिटी सेफ्टी के लिए पेश किया। इसी नारे को लगाते हुए, इसी नारे को, अल्लाह अकबर के नारे को लगाते हुए अशफाकुल्लाह खान ने जो है सूली को चूमा। इसी नारे को लगाते हुए दिल्ली से लेकर कानपुर तक हमारे उलेमा सूली पर टंगे हैं, दिल्ली से लेकर कानपुर तक 58-57 गदर के बाद। इसी नारे को लगाते हुए शिवाजी की फौज को डिफेंड किया और लीड किया इब्राहिम खान ने, इसी नारे को लगाते हुए। इसी नारे को लगाते हुए हकीम खान ने डिफेंड किया, राणा प्रताप की फौज को लीड किया। इसी नारे को लगाते हुए अलाउद्दीन खिलजी ने मंगोल के अटैक से इंडिया को बचाया। लेकिन ये नारा आज कंट्रोवर्शियल हो गया। ये नारा क्यों कंट्रोवर्शियल हुआ उसकी वजह बताता हूँ। ये नारा इसलिए कंट्रोवर्शियल हुआ क्योंकि इस मुल्क में कुछ लोग थे जो दूसरे इंसानों को दबा कर रखे हुए थे, उनको अछूत बनाए हुए थे, उनको डाउन ट्रोडन बनाए हुए थे। इस नारे को लगाते हुए कुछ लोग इस मुल्क में आए जिन्होंने इनइक्वालिटी के उस सिस्टम को तोड़ा और इक्वालिटी यहाँ पर एस्टैब्लिश करी। उन्हीं लोगों को इस नारे से प्रॉब्लम है, और आज इस नारे को लगाते हुए इतने सारे लोग इस मिट्टी के लिए शहीद हो गए। उस नारे से आज उन्हीं लोगों को प्रॉब्लम है जिनके इनइक्वालिटी के सिस्टम को अटैक किया इस इक्वालिटी के निजाम ने।
ओके, रिस्पॉन्ड ऋषि बागरी। 2 points, 1 is unity in diversity and second हमारे फ्रीडम फाइटर्स ने भी ये नारा लगाया था, तो आज इसको डिमोनाइज क्यों किया जा रहा है? ऋषि बागरी।
नहीं, देखिए, मुझे नहीं मालूम कि ये कौन से फ्रीडम फाइटर की बात कर रहे हैं, कि मुझे नहीं मालूम कि मैंने ऐसी इन टाइप की कोई भी बात मैंने तो नहीं देखी है, नहीं सुनी है। लेकिन अगेन मैं आपको ये बोलूंगा, 26 जनवरी या 15 अगस्त एक इंटीग्रेशन, नेशनल इंटीग्रेशन डे की तरह ट्रीट होता है, और उसके दिन आप एक रिलीजियस नारा लगाओगे और आपको वंदे मातरम और भारत माता की जय आपको प्रोवोकेशन लगता है, तो मुझे लगता है कहीं ना कहीं आप में खामियाजा है। और दूसरी बात यह है, आप ये जो बात बता रहे हो कि आप ये नारा लगा के इतना कुछ आपने किया है, इतने फ्रीडम फाइटर्स है, तो मैं बहुत सारे एग्जांपल ऐसे भी दे सकता हूं कि ये नारा लगा के कुछ गलत लोगों ने कुछ गलत काम भी किए थे, कुछ टेररिस्ट एक्टिविटीज भी किए थे, तो उसका आप क्या बोलोगे? तो ये दोनों वे में वर्क करता है।
मिस्टर मिंटो,
वाई टू ब्रिंग रिलीजियस, आपने बात करी बीजेपी आईटी सेल के लोग आईएसआई के लिए मुखबिरियां करते हुए पाए गए। आप बीजेपी को वो क्यों करते हो अपने मन? आप टेररिस्ट एक्टिविटीज की बात कर रहे हैं, बीजेपी आईटी सेल के लोग भोपाल में आईएसआई के लिए मुखबिरियां करते हुए पकड़े गए, उनको बैंड लगाने की बात करिए ना, बीजेपी को बैंड करने की बात कर लीजिए, तो आप क्यों नहीं कर रहे हैं? आप
और आप एक चीज समझ लीजिए, अलीगढ़ मुस्लिम यूनिवर्सिटी एक सेंट्रल फंडेड यूनिवर्सिटी है, वो कोई रिलीजन इंस्टीट्यूशन नहीं है। आपको ये चीज समझना पड़ेगा। आप कोई सेंट्रली आप है, और दूसरी बात है, आपको सारे यूनिवर्सिटी जो कायदा कानून मानते हैं आपको भी मानना पड़ेगा। आप अलग से आप अपनी बांसुरी नहीं बजा सकते, आप अलग से अपने नियम कायदे नहीं बना सकते, आपको फॉलो करना पड़ेगा। जो भी नेशनल प्रोटोकॉल से आपको फॉलो करना पड़ेगा। आप फॉलो नहीं करना चाहते हो और फिर आप डिफेंड कर रहे हो वो चीज को, मुझे लगता है गलत है। हाँ, मैं ये मानता हूँ लड़कों से अगर गलती हुई है उनको काउंसिल कीजिए, उनको कोई पनिश करने की जरूरत नहीं है, लेकिन इसको ये भी नहीं बोलना है कि उनको जस्टिफाई करने की भी जरूरत नहीं है।
Okay, I think that's a very reasonable point to end this debate on. If indeed this was a harmless prank, then it was extremely ill thought out, but to now justify it and give it a political color would be an even bigger disservice to young minds who are only blossoming right now. AMU is a fabulous university, has put out some great talent in the past, but this should not allow for the color and the atmosphere in the university to be poisoned. In that hope, thank you very much all gentlemen for joining me. Congress's Bharat Jodo Yatra led by Rahul Gandhi was halted today in Kazigund. Why? Because his party alleged that a breach in his security had taken place and the Jammu and Kashmir administration totally mismanaged the crowd. Speaking to media in Anantnag, where he was driven in a car after the alleged security failure, Rahul Gandhi and his team claimed that the walk had to be called off since the police, which was supposed to manage the crowd, was actually nowhere to be seen.
This morning we had quite a large crowd that had gathered and we were looking forward to walking on the Bharat Jodo Yatra, but unfortunately the police arrangement completely collapsed and the police people who were supposed to manage the crowd and hold the rope were nowhere to be seen. So we had to I had to cancel my walk. It's very difficult for me to go against what my security people are recommending.
Even as the Congress said that this was a deliberate mismanagement on the part of the administration, the J&K government itself, the J&K administration was very clear that basically it was miscommunication on part of the Congress, that they were not informed about the large gathering that would take place in Banihal, which is under the Jammu police's ambit. The administration also backed the police version that the breach was on the part of the Congress leaders who did not stick to their word. However, this entire episode has now led to another trading of charges. Congress says that Rahul Gandhi was left vulnerable. The BJP, though, passed it off as a stunt in order to cover up the flagging crowds at the Bharat Jodo Yatra.
दिल्ली में जब राहुल गांधी जी चलते थे, उस दिन मैं राहुल गांधी के साथ थे। उस दिन भी ऐसा ही हुआ था। दिल्ली की पुलिस वालों ने सुनियोजित तरीके से राहुल गांधी जी की जो डी एरिया हुआ एक स्टैम्पीड करने की साजिश कर रहे थे। दिल्ली में ये देते हैं यहाँ के एलजी लेफ्टिनेंट जनरल, कश्मीर में देते हैं लेफ्टिनेंट जनरल, तो दोनों जगह ये लेफ्टिनेंट जनरल किसकी बात पर चलेगी आप खुद समझ लो।
ये प्रतीत होता है कि इस पे ओछी और घटिया राजनीति करी जा रही है। भारत जोड़ो यात्रा जो कि केवल सुर्खियों में बनी रहे, इसलिए इस तरह से जगह जगह पर ये कह दिया जाता है कि जो सुरक्षा थी वो पर्याप्त नहीं थी।
You're watching the News Hour at 10, debate number 2 on Times Now, Super Prime Time.
Sanju Verma, national spokesperson of the BJP, is with us, along with leader of the Congress, Shubhransh Rai, Dr. Sumansi Raman, political analyst. Sanju Verma, why are you calling it Ochi Rajniti? Because the video shows that the workers of the Congress are the one pulling the ropes and not the police.
Padmaja, I think the last word on this has been said by the Kashmir Zone Police, which reports directly into the highest police brass of Kashmir, that is the DGP, Mr. Dilbag Singh. The Kashmir Zone Police has clearly said that not only were they not informed about the huge influx of people from Banihal who decided at the nth hour to join the Bharat Jodo Yatra of Rahul Gandhi, of which the police was clueless about, because it's the duty of the Congress party that it should have informed the police well in advance, which was not done. But more importantly, I'm a bit confused. If you look at what Jairam Ramesh is saying, what Omar Abdullah is saying, and what Rahul Gandhi himself is saying, here every meter, every inch is very important. Omar Abdullah says that, just when we were about to cross over from Jammu into Kashmir, we had barely walked, but we had to call off the yatra. Rahul Gandhi says, I had barely walked for 500 meters. We were supposed to walk for 11 kilometers, but we called off the yatra.
Okay.
Jairam Ramesh says, we walked for 4 kilometers. We were supposed to walk for 16 kilometers, but we called off the yatra. पहले तो जयराम रमेश, ओमर अब्दुल्ला और राहुल गांधी, आप तीनों मिल बैठकर सोच लीजिए whether you wanted to travel today for 11 kilometers or 14 kilometers or 16 kilometers, whether you had traveled for 500 meters or 1 kilometer or 4 kilometers before Rahul Gandhi decided to call off the yatra at Kazigund. Point number 2. Padmaja, I'll very quickly finish off.
Okay.
Point number 2, and more importantly, Rahul Gandhi, Padmaja, as you are aware, is not somebody who just gets a Y security or a Z security. He gets a Z plus security with a proper ASL, Advanced Security Liaisoning, which is in place, where the top IB raw officers from the center and the concerned, local dispensation of wherever he's traveling, they are in sync so that, his entire route is sanitized and any untoward incident is avoided. Of course, incidents still happen. We are aware of Jan 5th, 2022, when Prime Minister Modi's security was breached. But I just want to ask the Congress, at that time, you said that the Prime Minister is trying to do damebazi. I still remember the words of Navjot Singh Sidhu. I still remember the words of Charanjit Singh Channi, who laughed off the entire incident as just BJP's damebazi. आज तो राहुल गांधी के साथ कुछ हुआ नहीं, तुमने खुद ही काजीगुंड में यात्रा को निरस्त कर दिया. Why are you doing this?
Okay, so let's take this one by one. शुभ्रांश राय, पहले सवाल का जवाब दीजिए कि मिसकम्युनिकेशन हुआ है, कांग्रेस की तरफ से ब्लेम लगाया जा रहा है एडमिनिस्ट्रेशन की तरफ. आज एडमिनिस्ट्रेशन ने साफ साफ बोला, भाई आपने हमें बोला था कि बनिहाल से जो लोग आएंगे वो लौट जाएंगे, आपकी भीड़ वहां पर आ गई एंड एवरीथिंग आउट ऑफ कंट्रोल हो गया. अब आप दूसरे पे ब्लेम क्यों डाल रहे हैं शुभ्रांश राय?
पद्मजा, मेरी आपसे एक रिक्वेस्ट है कि ये मेरे नेता के सुरक्षा का मामला है, तो अगले 120 सेकंड तक प्लीज आप मुझे डिस्टर्ब मत करिएगा. अगर आपका कोई सवाल होगा तो उसके बाद मैं उसका जवाब दूंगा.
जी,
2 इंपॉर्टेंट बातें हैं. पहला तो ये संजू वर्मा जी की बुलेट को सिर्फ 1 सेकंड लगता है किसी की जिंदगी पार होने में. तो इट्स हार्डली मैटर 1 किलोमीटर, 14 किलोमीटर, 12 किलोमीटर, 10 किलोमीटर की यात्रा हुई या रुक गई. प्लीज, आपके संस्कार ऐसे नहीं है, तो इन भाषाओं की मर्यादा को रखिए. एक दूसरा इंपॉर्टेंट ये है, सुरक्षा में चूक हुई या जम्मू का. मैडम प्लीज,
वन एट अ टाइम, गो ऑन.
दिल्ली हो या जम्मू कश्मीर, दोनों जगह जो सुरक्षा में चूक हुई, ये बहुत बड़ा गंभीर कंसर्न है. किसके इशारों पे सुरक्षा पे चूक हुई, हम इस विषय पे सवाल नहीं करते, क्योंकि चाहे दिल्ली की सुरक्षा हो या जम्मू कश्मीर की सुरक्षा हो, सब कुछ अंडर कंट्रोल बाय प्राइम मिनिस्टर नरेंद्र मोदी. और ये हमारे संस्कार है मैडम. हम इनके प्रवक्ताओं की तरह ओछी राजनीति की बात नहीं करते, और कांग्रेस तो ये भी नहीं कर सकती.
120 सेकंड मैंने आपको दिया, बट आप मुद्दे की बात नहीं आए. आपको मैं सीधे विजुअल दिखाना चाहती हूँ, ठीक है? अभी एक विजुअल देखिए. नहीं सर, आप एक विजुअल देखिए.
आप मुझे विजुअल मत दिखाइए,
आप विजुअल देखिए, क्योंकि जरूरी है.
सुनिए,
पिक्चर स्पीक लाउडर देन वर्ड्स. What I am showing you right now, शुभ्रांश जी, ये नवयुग टनल. सर आप देखिए, वीडियो देखिए, आप वीडियो देखिए. मैं आपसे बहुत फैक्चुअल सवाल पूछूंगी, आप वीडियो देखिए.
एजेंडा ऑफ भारतीय जनता पार्टी, प्लीज.
मैं तस्वीर दिखा रही हूँ, आप एजेंडे पे आ गए.
तो बोलने दीजिए,
मैं एजेंडे नहीं जवाब दूंगा. शुभ्रांश जी, आपको तस्वीर तो देखनी पड़ेगी ना.
पहले मुझे जवाब,
आप जवाब ही नहीं
जवाब तो दे रहे.
मैं आपको दिखा रही हूँ तस्वीर, ये नवयुग टनल की है.
नहीं दे रहा हूँ ना.
इस टनल में साफ बताया गया था कांग्रेस द्वारा कि बनिहाल का क्राउड मुड़ जाएगा पीछे. अब देखिए, उसी क्राउड के साथ वो नवयुग टनल में घुस गए. कैसे होगा क्राउड मैनेजमेंट इफ यू डोंट कीप योर वर्ड सर? शुभ्रांश राय,
अब आप सुनिएंगी तब तो मैं जवाब दूंगा. प्लीज
बोलिए.
कांग्रेस पार्टी का यह संस्कार नहीं है कि वो नरेंद्र मोदी जी और एलजी को बोले कि आपकी सुरक्षा में चूक हुई, अपने नेता और प्रधानमंत्री को बता देना कि हम बच के आ गए. ये कांग्रेस पार्टी का संस्कार नहीं है, ये सिर्फ नरेंद्र मोदी जी ऐसा बोल सकते हैं. और रही बात, पूरा देश देख रहा है कि कन्याकुमारी से लेकर कश्मीर तक लाखों लोग भारत जोड़ो यात्रा में हर पल जुड़े होते हैं. ये सरकार की जिम्मेदारी. हमें क्या पता है कि उस यात्रा में कितने लोग होंगे और नहीं होंगे. इसका मतलब ये है कि वो ये सोच रहे हैं.
सर ऐसा नहीं होता है. आप इतने सीजन नेता हैं, आपको भी पता है दैट कम्युनिकेशन हैज टू बी डन. हियर इज द थिंग कि बनिहाल के बाद अगर जम्मू पुलिस का ज्यूरिसडिक्शन, कश्मीर पुलिस का ज्यूरिसडिक्शन है और इधर पे जम्मू पुलिस का ज्यूरिसडिक्शन है, आप ये नहीं कह सकते ना कि अच्छा जी मैं निकल गया वहां से, तुम्हें मैनेज कर लेना. ऐसा तो नहीं होता सर. अब मैं आपको दूसरी तस्वीर दिखाती हूँ. दूसरी तस्वीर देखिए. आज जो है,
सुनिए ना,
आज जो है आपकी पार्टी ने बोला,
सब देखा है.
अच्छा चलिए, जवाब क्यों नहीं ले रही है? जवाब दीजिए. वो टनल की बात कीजिए. टनल के अंदर क्राउड कहां से आया?
टनल के इस पार सुनिए, टनल के, अरे मैडम पद्मजा बोल रहा हूं, सुनिए. टनल के इस पार जम्मू पुलिस है और टनल के उस पार कश्मीर पुलिस है. दोनों जगह जेएनके पुलिस है. क्या बच्चों की तरह आप एग्जाम्पल देना चाहते? दोनों जगह नरेंद्र मोदी की पुलिस
अलग अलग है,
दोनों जगह नरेंद्र मोदी की पुलिस फेल हुई है सुरक्षा के मामले में। नहीं, आप गलत बात कर रही हैं, आप गलत जस्टिफिकेशन कर रही हैं, आज आप गलत वकालत कर रही हैं, आपकी पार्टी कमजोर है, आज आप उसको बचाइए मत। ये मानिए कि
संजू वर्मा की बात मत सुनिए,
गलती करी है, ये मानिए कि
वो डीजीपी रहे हैं, जम्मू कश्मीर के ही रहे हैं, ठीक है। लेट्स हियर इट फ्रॉम एसपी वैद बिकॉज ही नोज कि वीआईपी सिक्योरिटी कैसे होती है और जेएनके तो ही नोज लाइक द बैक ऑफ हिज हैंड. Mr. Vaid, now the argument being given is कि even if a crowd turned up at Banihal, shouldn't the police have managed the crowd better? This is their failing. This is the failing of the administration. Mr. Vaid.
Padmaja, जो बनिहाल में crowd you saw, see, Rahul ji is a very important leader and he has to be properly protected. There's no doubt about it. And you know, we have two separate zones, and Banihal happens to be the jurisdiction where Jammu province, the ADG Jammu's role stops and ADG Kashmir's role starts after the tunnel. And there it has to be a proper handing over and the taking over of jurisdiction officers who are deployed as sector officers, who are deployed as zonal officers, as those who are responsible for the security of the Yatra and its leader, Rahulji. See, a unmanaged crowd can lead to suicide. You know how our late Prime Minister Rajiv ji, you know, his fortunate end came. So you know the situation in Kashmir. It is very, very sensitive, and it has any unchecked person entering the crowd near the proximity of the a leader like Mr. Rahul Gandhi would be very, very bad, would be very
So where
damaged.
do you think, sir, the miscommunication happened? Because the Congress says that the police mismanaged. The administration is saying we were not told. What's the loophole here?
See, I think such programs are very well, there has to be a perfect communication between the organizers and the police. And such important program, I see very little scope of mismanagement by police. I think the coordination has to be, to ensure perfect security, has to be very good.
Okay, so it is a coordination issue. Dr. Suman Siraman. Now here's the thing. Today, the crowd turned up. The rope was not pulled by the police. It was done by the workers. But this is being called a security breach. Curiously, and I want to show you these images from the 20th of January 2023, when a man ran up to Rahul Gandhi in Hoshiarpur and hugged him. But that, Mr. Gandhi himself says, is not a security breach, because that happens to be a non-BJP state. Now, this is very curious. What happens in Delhi and J&K is a security breach, even though no contact was made. None. But Hoshiarpur, he said, it's just a hug. It's not a breach. Why?
Let us be very clear, Padmaja. What happened today led to the Rahul Gandhi's security advising him not to continue the yatra. So let us be very clear. That did not happen in Hoshiarpur. So the point is, this has reached a stage where he was advised by his security staff saying that, look, it's not safe for you to continue this yatra further for the day. So
is there any, how do you know that his security advised him? Is there any notification about it?
He said so. He said so. He very clearly, you played the tape just a few minutes
security,
ago.
There would be an official communication. The center would know about it. Just a second. So Sanju Verma, has this officially been communicated that the security with Mr. Gandhi, his protocol?
I cannot go. 1 minute. What did he say? I cannot go against the wishes or the dictates of my security people, and therefore I could not continue the walk. You played the tape.
Okay, so this is an indictment, Sanju Verma, because it's not Rahul Gandhi saying it. He says that the centrally deployed security told him to call it off. Sanju Verma.
You know, Padmaja, now I did not heckle Sumansi Raman. I state for the benefit of your audience, Rahul Gandhi has not used the word central security forces informing him of or advising him about calling off the yatra. So Sumansi Raman, please don't be more loyal than the king and holier than thou. Point number 2. I repeat, Padmaja, this was neither a lack of coordination, this was neither a communication lapse, nor was this an orchestrated security lapse. What we are losing in translation, I repeat, what is lost in translation is the fact that Rahul Gandhi had done something similar, shoot and scoot. On 23rd December, he wrote to the Haryana police that there was a security lapse in his Bharat Jodo Yatra. When the police asked him to furnish further information, he was quiet. On 28th December, Rahul Gandhi, when his yatra was in Delhi, leveled reckless and spurious allegations at Union Home Minister.
Okay, reckless and spurious. Quick response, Dr. Sumansi Raman. Quick response, Dr. Sumansi Raman.
Very quickly. This argument, Rahul Gandhi did not say Z plus security provided by the Union Home Ministry asked me to stop the yatra. He very clearly said, my security, I cannot go against the wishes of my security. Who gives him security? He is a Z plus category.
Has there been a written complaint about it? Okay, so if security has advised him and there is a lapse, then there should be a written complaint. Shouldn't there be, Mr. Ved? There should be a written complaint. Is there a written complaint? Mr. Ved, should there be a complaint?
There should be a written complaint about it.
Alright, so we'll wait for that written complaint to come out because this is a very, very serious issue. Thank you very much, all gentlemen, Sanju Verma for joining. But before I go, today the Congress claimed that the lack of police was a security breach. But I want to leave you with these pictures of how Mr. Gandhi, along with Omar Abdullah, actually sat on the roof of his Jeep, which also is a security problem. Now, on whose advice was this done? And who answers if, God forbid, this leads to a situation? I'll leave you with this. Thanks for watching.
The News Hour at 10 will be right back after the break.
iQOO 11 हो गया इंडिया में लॉन्च and without wasting anybody's time, it's time to unbox this device. But before I do that, allow me to introduce myself. Hi, you're watching Gadget Times. This is me, Padmaja Joshi, और अब करेंगे इस बॉक्स को unbox. And now it's time to unbox this heavy retail box. इससे आपको पता चलेगा कि iQOO 11 के retail box में what all contents do you get inside. Let's begin. सबसे पहले आपको दिखाई देगा स्मार्टफोन जिसके लिए हम सबसे ज़्यादा एक्साइटेड हैं एंड दिस इज़ द फर्स्ट थिंग दैट ऑफ कोर्स यू एक्सपेक्ट इनसाइड द रिटेल बॉक्स. इसको निकालते हैं रैपर से जल्दी से.
न्यूज़ आवर एट 10.
Prime Minister Narendra Modi today addressed the 6th edition of Pariksha Pe Charcha. During his address, he interacted with the students and parents and gave them a pep talk on how to deal with exam stress. In his address, Prime Minister Narendra Modi highlighted that marks should not be a status symbol for the parents and students should not take any kind of shortcuts in exams or in life. Uttar Pradesh Chief Minister Yogi Adityanath inaugurated Vidya Samiksha Kendra in Lucknow today. He distributed tablets to students of Army School. The ongoing tussle between Aam Aadmi Party and the BJP over mayoral polls in Delhi has reached the Supreme Court. Aam Aadmi Party has demanded time-bound mayoral polls. The apex court will be hearing the matter on 3rd of February. Times Now has accessed the bail plea filed by Shankar Mishra, the man accused in a urination incident on board Air India flight. Mishra claims that the lady in question was suffering from incontinence, says he has been made a victim of circumstances.
The News Hour at 10 will be right back after the break.
What's up guys, it's a great day, it's a beautiful day और आप सब
Alright, this is not your vlog Akash, this is Gadget Times. I welcome you all. I am Pavni Jain and this is our very special series where we are collaborating with different people on a variety of topics to bring the best for you guys right from the experts. So today we have with us is Akash Malhotra aka Wander with Sky. And he is somebody who creates insane and crazy travel content, goes to offbeat places and also does a lot of off-roading. Off-roading पे मैंने स्ट्रेस इसलिए दिया था क्योंकि ऐसी जगहों पर ट्रैवल कंटेंट कैप्चर करना becomes a little bit tricky, but this guy, he does it very right. This is why today's video is on how to use an action camera like a pro.
Watching the News Hour at 10.
After the success of Pathan movie, Bollywood actor Kangana Ranaut has said that if the success of movie can be called a victory of left ecosystem, why are questions raised when right-wing calls for bans? Charge sheet has been filed in Morbi bridge collapse case. Charges framed under several sections of IPC. Oreva Group Chief Jaisukh Patel along with 10 others have been named in the charge sheet. India has signed a memorandum of agreement with South Africa to get more than 100 cheetahs in an attempt to repopulate the big cats in the country. 12 more cheetahs are expected to arrive by February. Face-off over Hindenburg report alleging fraud by Adani Group erupts. After Adani Group's punitive action warning, Hindenburg Research response says it stands by the report and any legal action will be meritless. Indian tennis ace Sania Mirza faced a heartbreak in the final Grand Slam match of her career as she alongside Rohan Bopanna faced a straight set defeat to Brazil's pair of Luisa Stefani and Rafael Mato.
सो गाइस आज हम हैं यहाँ पे विद द गैलेक्सी A14 5G एंड ये सैमसंग का नया बजट स्मार्टफोन है. लेट्स सी इसको अनबॉक्स करते हैं. जैसे कि देख सकते हैं इस डब्बे में एक फ़ोन है और नथिंग नीचे ऊपर सिम इजेक्टर टूल एंड अंदर इसके आई थिंक चार्जिंग केबल होना चाहिए. येप
हेलो एवरीवन, स्वागत है सभी का टाइम्स ड्राइव में। मैं हूं अंकुर तनेजा। बगल में मेरी खड़ी है लेक्सस की RX, जो यहाँ ऑटो एक्सपो 2023 में यहाँ पर अनवील करी गई है। दो वर्जन है, 350H और 500H। 500H यहाँ पर खड़ा हुआ आप देख सकते हैं हमारे सामने है, एंड द कार लुक्स एब्सोल्युटली स्टनिंग, स्पेशली इन दिस कलर। एंड यहाँ पर देखेंगे ये F स्पोर्ट की बैजिंग लगी हुई है। तो 500H में जो है वो F स्पोर्ट वाला वर्जन आता है, 350H में F स्पोर्ट नहीं आता है। डिजाइन की बात करें तो गाड़ी रोटेट हो रही है, थोड़ा जैसे गाड़ी रोटेट हो रही है वैसे मैं डिजाइन की बात कर लेता हूं। सो ओवरऑल देखिए, इन टर्म्स ऑफ डायमेंशन प्रॉपर SUV वाला फील इसके साइज से आपको देखने को मिलेगा। एंड यहाँ पे क्लैडिंग थ्रू आउट दी गई है, पियानो ब्लैक में इसकी क्लैडिंग दी गई है। सो प्रीमियमनेस यहाँ पर झलक करते हुए सामने आ रही है। एंड ओवरऑल टायर्स का जो अलॉय व्हील्स हैं वो भी सिंगल टोन में ब्लैक में यहाँ देखने को इधर मिल रहे हैं। फिर आऊँ पीछे की तरफ तो यहाँ पर पूरा वो कूपे वाला फील आता हुआ आपको देखने को मिलेगा। एंड पीछे की तरफ कनेक्टेड टेल लाइट यहाँ दी गई है, लेक्सस की ब्रांडिंग, RX 500H की ब्रांडिंग यहाँ डायरेक्ट फॉर दिया गया है। एंड ये ऑफ रोडिंग कैपेबिलिटी साथ लेक्सस कह रही है, ये गाड़ी को प्रोवाइड कर रही है। एंड नीचे भी ओवरऑल जो बॉडी कलर है उसी को मैच करते हुए इसका बम्पर भी यहाँ पर देखने को मिल रहा है। सो डोर जो है उसमें एक छोटा स्विच दिया गया है, जिसको हल्का सा आप टच करेंगे तो ऑटोमेटिकली डोर्स सेंस कर लेंगे और वो खुल जाएंगे। फुल करने की जरूरत नहीं है। अंदर में यहाँ पे बात करूं तो यहाँ पे जो मामला है शाही, साथ ही साथ स्पोर्टी झलक कर पूरा आ रहा है। ये बड़ा सा स्क्रीन यहाँ पे दिया गया है सेंटर में। गाड़ी फिलहाल अभी ऑन नहीं है, बट साइज देख के आप समझ जाएंगे मामला काफी शाही और काफी टेक फ्रेंडली यहाँ पर होने वाला है। पावर बटन यहाँ पे दिया गया है, इंस्ट्रूमेंट क्लस्टर है वो भी फुल डिजिटल देखने को मिलता है। लेफ्ट साइड में जो है सिस्टम को कंट्रोल करने के बटन, राइट साइड में क्रूज कंट्रोल, लेन असिस्ट वाला सब फीचर्स यहाँ पर इसमें देखने को मिल रहे हैं। स्पेस की बात करूँ, USB-C चार्जिंग पोर्ट, यहाँ पे वायरलेस चार्जिंग पैड दिया गया है। एंड कुछ सामान रखने की और जगह यहाँ पर देखने को मिल रही है। कप होल्डर्स हैं, यहाँ पर 2 कप होल्डर्स दिए गए हैं। एंड ओवरऑल जो इंटीरियर है, सेंटर कंसोल और सीट की बात करूँ तो लेदर स्टिच यहाँ पर देखने को मिल रहा है। यहाँ पे थोड़ा वेलवेट टच भी इसकी सीट में दिया गया है। तो कमी किसी तरह से भी गाड़ी को प्रीमियम बनाने में लेक्सस ने इस RX में नहीं करी है। इसके अलावा स्टीयरिंग फ्लैट बॉटम है, स्पोर्ट की बैजिंग भी यहाँ देखने को मिल रही है। एंड डोर्स में भी सॉफ्ट टच मटेरियल का इस्तेमाल करा गया है, यहाँ पे देखेंगे। एंड लेदर स्टिच यहाँ पे सेम वुड टोन में, रेड टोन में यहाँ पे देखने को मिल रहा है। यहाँ पे भी इसमें HUD डिस्प्ले दिया गया है। एंड डैशबोर्ड का ओवरऑल फील जो है वो भी सॉफ्ट टच वाला ही देखने को मिल रहा है इस लेक्सस की फ्रंट रो में 500H की। इसके अलावा पीछे मामला कितना शाही है, हालांकि स्पोर्टी ओवरऑल सीट्स का डिजाइन देखने को मिल रहा है यहाँ पे। एंड स्पोर्ट की बैजिंग हेडरेस्ट में भी यहाँ पे दी गई है। पीछे चलते हैं, वहां मामला कैसा है एक बार उसको देखते हैं। साउंड सिस्टम की बात करूं तो मार्क्स एंड लेवेंसन का सिस्टम, इस साउंड सिस्टम इसमें दिया गया है। एंड रियर सीट भी आप देखेंगे वही सेम रेड टोन में, ब्लैक और रेड का इस्तेमाल थ्रू आउट दी कैबिन यहाँ पे देखने को मिलेगा। एंड वो स्पोर्ट जो स्पोर्टी फील है वो यहाँ पे इन दोनों एलिमेंट्स के मिलने के बाद बनती हुई आपको दिखाई देगी। पीछे भी 100 दी गई हैं। एंड यहाँ पर USB-C चार्जिंग पोर्ट हैं, 2 AC वेंट्स दिए गए हैं। एंड इसके साथ साथ यहाँ पे एक ये आर्मरेस्ट भी देखने को मिल रहा है। यस, कुछ ऐसे ही खुलता है। 2 कप होल्डर्स हैं एंड कुछ सामान रखने की जगह यहाँ पे भी देखने को इधर मिल रही है इस लेक्सस की RX 500H में। एंड ऑफ कोर्स ये पैनोरामिक सनरूफ वाला मामला भी यहाँ पर इसमें देखने को मिल रहा है। तो मामला शाही स्पोर्टी से भरा हुआ है। कहीं भी किसी तरह से मुझे नहीं लग रहा कि गाड़ी में स्पोर्टी एलिमेंट्स की कमी है। एंड ऑल्सो वो प्रीमियम फील भी बरकरार दिखता हुआ यहाँ पर जरूर लग रहा है। कुछ अब नंबर्स की बात कर लेते हैं इस लेक्सस के RX 500H के बारे में। सो वेरिएंट्स जैसे कि मैंने बताया, 2 वेरिएंट्स हैं, RX 350H और RX 500H। और इस 500H में F Sport परफॉर्मेंस का ऑप्शन दिया गया है। एंड इसके साथ साथ जो है इसमें लेक्सस सेफ्टी सिस्टम प्लस 3.0 एज स्टैंडर्ड लेक्सस इस RX में दे रही है। 6 एक्सटीरियर कलर के ऑप्शन है। एंड इसके साथ साथ जो है एक नया कलर वेरिएंट सॉनिक कॉपर भी लेक्सस इस RX में इंट्रोड्यूस कर रही है। इंजन की बात करूं तो 2.5 लीटर का 4 सिलेंडर इंजन इसमें दिया गया है। एंड ये हाइब्रिड गाड़ी है, तो इसमें E4 इलेक्ट्रिक मोटर का इस्तेमाल करा गया है। और साथ ही साथ 0 to 100 का आंकड़ा ये टच करती है 7.8 सेकंड्स में। ऑल व्हील ड्राइव लेआउट के साथ ये गाड़ी लेक्सस ऑफर कर रही है। फिर इसके अलावा जो RX 500H है उसमें जो S4 परफॉर्मेंस इंजन दिया गया है वो है 2.4 लीटर टर्बोचार्ज वाला। 350H में 2.5 लीटर है 4 सिलेंडर, लेकिन 500H में S4 परफॉर्मेंस में ये इंजन दिया गया है 2.4 लीटर टर्बो चार्ज इंजन देखने को मिलता है एंड इसमें जो है 0 to 100 का आंकड़ा ये टच करती है 6.2 सेकंड्स में जो है 500H वाला इसका वर्जन है। ये कुछ डिटेल्स है ये लेक्सस की RX 500H को लेकर जो यहाँ पर ऑटो एक्सपो 2023 में लेक्सस ने अनवील कर दी है और इसका जो लॉन्च है ऑफिशियल जो प्राइस अनाउंसमेंट है वो फर्स्ट इस 6 मंथ्स में लेक्सस इस साल की कर देगी एंड ओवरऑल ये अब लेक्सस के पोर्टफोलियो में एक नया एडिशन इंडियन मार्केट में होने वाला है। कैसी लगी आपको ये गाड़ी? चलिए से कमेंट सेक्शन, वीडियो अच्छा लगा है तो लाइक एंड शेयर और टाइम्स ड्राइव को फॉलो करना मत भूलिएगा।
For decision makers, for the opinionated, for the unsure, for dinner time debaters, from metro stations to living rooms.
We present the facts and help India make a judgment. From stories that shake the nation to opinions that shape them. I delve deep into the biggest news of the day and uncover every fact, every source and every statement through debate and discussion. Get a 360-degree perspective on every story and get a conclusive closure. Join me, Navika Kumar, on the Newshour at 9, only on Times Now.
Again and again and again. The only way to hit back is to stand up. Stand up every time and say, I'm not done.
What's up guys, it's a great day, it's a beautiful day और आप सब
Alright, this is not your vlog Akash, this is Gadget Times. I welcome you all. I am Pavni Jain and this is our very special series where we are collaborating with different people on a variety of topics to bring the best for you guys right from the experts. So today we have with us is Akash Malhotra aka Wonder with Sky. And he is somebody who creates insane and crazy travel content, goes to offbeat places and also does a lot of off-roading. Off-roading पे मैंने स्ट्रेस इसलिए दिया था क्योंकि ऐसी जगहों पर ट्रैवल कंटेंट कैप्चर करना becomes a little bit tricky, but this guy
अपने घर और कमर्शियल स्पेसेस को बनाइए अल्ट्रा मॉडर्न with pre-finished wall panels, innovative, eco-friendly with quick installation. All this at the one-stop destination, Europratik. Ordinary designs, अब है history. With Europratik, switch to the new.
नए भारत का नया उत्तर प्रदेश, चुने अपना कारोबार, मदद करेगी सरकार। मुख्यमंत्री योगी आदित्यनाथ ने 2027 तक उत्तर प्रदेश को $1 ट्रिलियन इकोनॉमी का प्रदेश बनाने की भीष्म प्रतिज्ञा ली है। इस चुनौतीपूर्ण लक्ष्य की ओर बड़ा कदम है लखनऊ इन्वेस्टर्स समिट 2023। 17 लाख करोड़ रुपए का निवेश लाने के लिए यूपी है तैयार।
हर एक सेक्टर में जो संभावनाएं हैं, इन संभावनाओं को आगे बढ़ाने में आप सब भी अपना योगदान दें।
And the domestic bullion exchange, which is already announced by the finance minister in the earlier budget, is not taking off because of higher custom duty. So it is very necessary that custom duty on gold is reduced.